Welcome to a very late session of the Pie Friends. It's my fault we couldn't do Monday, then it was my fault we couldn't do Wednesday, and today was the only day we could do, so today it is. We'll just do a quick recap of session 32 and then get straight into session 33, which is titled The One with the Ancient Bunker. Definitely think Fallout vibes.
One where Duva sleeps a lot.
So, the group had decided to aid, somewhat unwillingly, a dwarven archaeologist by the name of Alora, and together they set off for a ancient outpost that she had a map that would point into the location of. Now, this map was blank apart from indicating its position and the location she was wanting to travel to. After a couple of uneventful days' travel, where Kassar turned into a werewolf and tried to call in his brethren, but was stopped by Duvar, the group ended up at the location. They found a set of ruins, and on one of the larger stones, two sets of script, one written in Dwarven runes, but not Dwarvish, and one written in the common tongue. And they essentially pointed that this place was was called Elbencourt. It was a seat of a king or ruler known as High Lord Jorvig, and then underneath in common it was written that the place was sealed by Lord Askerby, and they reckoned that was about 800 years ago based on the date on the stone. As they were deciding how to enter Elbencourt, they were attacked by orcs, including very unusually orcs that knew how to cast spells, and they were able to attack and drive them off. They then decided to try and break into Elbencourt, not settling on one idea on how to do it, and went for a combination of two. So after causing severe damage to what turned out to be an elevator, they figured out how it worked and started to descend, only for it to break apart. This ended up with the group pretty much on the ground floor, some of them better than others, owing to the ability to either fly or grab onto things, and some who just fell to the floor, all fat.
Hey, I was a rock for a bit.
Yeah, how did that work out for you?
It kept me alive.
That's fair. So we will pick up in the inner areas of Elbencourt. And I will just go back to the description of the first room you found yourself in. So, you see in front of you a descending and widening staircase and a long hallway that leads to a door. On the side of the hallway there are 6 recesses, 3 on each side, each set with a large brass cog or gear. The gears are all stationary, rusty and overgrown with moss. At the end of the hall stands 2 stone statues sitting on pedestals. They seem to represent gnomes, however they are much larger than any gnome you have ever seen. And even from this distance you can tell they are exceptionally well crafted. Behind the gnomes stands a large iron door with an iron portcullis in front of it. And over to you.
Well, I think our first action was to take a short rest after the drama that had unfolded.
Oda, a free long rest.
That sounds like a fantastic order. Duva wholeheartedly agrees.
I'd prefer a long rest if possible before we start on all this.
And just to confirm, are you guys hearing the music? Because I'm getting nothing this
We're
side.
hearing cogs.
Cogs, as long as
I
you
am
hear
hearing
cogs.
it, yeah.
Yep.
I had to turn it down a bit.
Yeah, I might need to
There's a
refresh
little around.
refresh my side because it's not coming through on the stream yet.
I was gonna say I can't hear anything.
There we go. Perfect. So, a short or long rest?
Long, please.
I'm gonna vote for short, but that's
Long.
more of an in-character decision.
I'll go for long then. Why not?
So, Alora seems to be quite impatient and she wants to press on.
Bet she is. She can wait.
Um,
The DM made us wait, so she can wait.
sorry, I've been dropping in and out on what you guys have been saying, but it sounds
Short
like
or long rest?
I would vote for long, but I can deal with a short.
So that's three for long at the moment.
In that case, I'll take a short rest, and if the rest of the guys are going to take a long rest, I'll spend the rest of my time sort of searching the floor we're on with Allura.
Okay. So that seems agreeable to Allura. She will say to the rest that she knew you were the sensible one of the group by the way that you dealt with your loss of your hand.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, he's very handy in a pickle.
I love my hand. I just flex it. Eat. So take a short rest, have some water, prepare your things, and we'll take a look around while these guys are having a quick kip. Lazy buggers.
We rest.
Okay, yeah. Ulthar just sort of collapses into a corner and falls asleep.
I'm gonna take a short rest. And recover all of my health on 1 hit dice. So essentially, while they're taking a long rest, David, just to give a bit more information. So I'm going to take a lure around, have a look at each of the statues, sort of brush away the moss, and just have a look at them. And then
The statues or the cogs? So the statues don't have any moss. The cogs do.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'll brush the moss off the cogs on each of the
That's a
or
good
sort of
sign.
one or two of the statues, and then I'll take a look at the statues at the end of the hall as well.
Okay. So while
got, like,
everyone's
6
rested,
hours.
Laura will take out a book and start to sort of draw and scribble down notes, sort of depicting the room she's in, the sort of construction of the cogs, and then sort of sketching out how the two statues at the end of the hall look. And so you're just generally looking around, Kasar.
Yeah, so just brushing the moss off 1 or 2 of the cogs just to see if there's anything on there, and then just inspecting the 2 big gnome statues at the end of the hall.
Okay, can you make a perception check for me, please?
Okay, indeed. Got about 6 hours to do it in, so.
So at the end of the hall, the 2 gnome statues. So the gnome to your left. So they're both facing outwards towards the entrance that you've come through. The one on the left is holding a set of scales with 2 large plates. The one on the right is holding up what appears to be a battle axe, but the design is unusual. The cutting edge isn't like a straight edge. It's more. It looks like more ceremonial.
Okay. Do I notice any sort of similarity between that and the statues lining the walls either side?
No, so the on either side of the wall, it's just like large brass cogs.
Right.
So
Okay.
they look more like clockwork than anything. Although clockwork doesn't really exist. So
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
some of the cogs look not too dissimilar to the cogs in your hand, only on a much larger scale.
I'll ask Allura if she knows anything about this place.
She will say, yes. Well, no, actually. This is the first time I've been here. But I've seen a similar place to this.
Do you know anything about the technology that this civilization used?
She will say that the It all seems to be mechanical based, mechanical energy, either from springs, water, some other type of power mechanism, but generally they have power that isn't magical. It's quite a hard thing to comprehend.
Okay. Well, magic is a strange thing. Something I try to stay away from a little bit.
So she will go up and start looking at this portcullis in front of the doors.
Mm-hmm.
She'll say, fascinating.
Do you see a way to lift it? To lift the portcullis at all?
No. But, this is obviously meant for defense.
Hmm. True, but there must be a way to open it out here. What if they got locked out for some reason? Everyone leaves a spare key under the doorstep.
She starts looking down at the floor, not quite getting the reference. You think there's a key round here?
Maybe not a physical key, but there must be a way in. There's always a way in.
Yes. Perhaps when your friends have done, and she'll sort of like gesture down there. Once they've done resting, then we'll be able to find a way to move forward.
Yes, I suggest we urge them to have a play with the cogs and see if it does anything.
Yes, I quite like that idea. You can move the cogs, and I will observe and write notes.
And I will protect you.
You're definitely going to earn that hand.
Thank you, Alora.
Okay.
And Laura sitting in a tree.
As we have previously pointed out, she isn't the most lookers of character.
Neither
That
is
doesn't put the Zara off.
It's what
Hey.
fucking hand.
There's nothing wrong with sucking up to the boss.
So, Kasar, do you want to do anything else during the long rest, other than just sort of like look around?
Nah, I'd sort of poke around, but I'm not going to touch anything until everyone's up and awake.
Okay, so as you spend the next couple of hours looking around, I assume at some point you're going to light a torch and sort of look at things more detail, because you're
Yeah,
in what would be dim light at that time.
Yeah, I'll light a torch up.
Perfect. So during your time of sort of looking around, you will see that the portcullis seems to be attached to some sort of pulley system that disappears into the ceiling.
Right, okay.
And that's the only other thing that you can make out.
Okay. Alright, I'll wait the appropriate amount of time before waking everyone up.
Okay. So, several hours later, and you kind of from the passageway into the elevator shaft behind you, you will see that the sort of the day has sort of continued on, and the shadows have started to fall, and so it's definitely getting dark outside. You will then wake your companions up.
Yes, I'll gently shake Kratel and touch Duvar on the shoulder, and I'll kick Duvar. Just say, come on guys, get up, we've got work to do. Allura needs to get inside this place. And the sooner we get inside, the sooner we're done here.
And she will sort of like show everybody as they come, like her notes and her drawings, which don't make a lot of sense because she's writing in a language that none of you can read. And she's like, this place is simply fascinating. I wonder what else is here.
Well, the portcullis does seem to work on some sort of pulley system, and I do wonder if it's the cogs that operate the pulleys, although there seems to be quite a lot of them. Clark, why don't you just give one a turn, see what happens?
Alrighty-o. I'll give one of these doohickeys a turn.
If you can make a strength check for me, please, Cluck.
Oh, that's stealth.
It's okay. So it'll be your 1 +4, which makes a total of 5. The cog does not budge. You feel like it's seized shut.
It would have been a 9, but I'm sure that would have still been the same thing. He rolled a 5.
You rolled a 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Oh,
rolled
sorry.
a 5 plus
Yeah,
1
yeah.
for 6.
Yeah, still
But I
seized
imagine a
shut.
9 still does nothing.
So if we look at the cogs, do we notice anything on them? Any other than moss? If we move the moss out of the way.
So Kassar's sort of cleared 2 of them, and
Okay.
they seem to be functional rather than decorative. There's no scripture or runes on them. There's no like they're sort of intricate in nature, but they seem to be built for a purpose as opposed for decoration.
And I was expecting lots of numbers on each one.
Anybody got any grease?
Come on, I'll give you a hand. I'll give Clark a hand and try and shift it.
Okay, another check from you, please, Clark.
With advantage or?
Yes, please. Because Weedy Arms Kassar is helping.
Strong werewolf arms. I'm better now.
Not anymore. 19.
Okay. So you give it pretty much your best shot, and they still do not budge. And as you try and push it and move it, you feel like it's an impossible task.
Okay.
Cretel, does yours move at all? Ours doesn't seem to move at all.
Ours is seized shut.
Don't know. I'll give it a try and see if this one moves. I was just kind of thinking to myself, might have to be an order we do these in.
So as you're looking at the cog in defeat, Cluck, Alora sort of like nips in between you and starts sort of looking either side of it and making more notes in her notebook.
I'll just sort of step aside so she can do what she wants to do.
And can we ask? Duvar would ask if she sees anything interesting from there, or has she noticed anything different?
Yes, very interesting.
Anything that helps us move the cogs?
Oh no. But their construction, it's something much better than what we have. I mean, just look at these things.
Oh, Andy's gone.
They're older than all of us here, and they don't look to see any sign of age.
Apart from the moss.
Yes, but you know what they say: a turning cog will gather no moss.
And that's true, and that's why the statues have no moss on them.
Yes. So as you look at the statues, you can see there's like a little clumping of moss around the bases, but the statues themselves don't have any moss on them. And Alora will turn and say, "That's a weird saying."
Yeah, well, I don't pretend not to be. Okay. So if we look at the statues, we see nothing else other than just the moss around the base at all.
So as you're looking at the statues, because it's probably the first time that you all have looked at them in detail, apart from
Yep.
Kassar. So the left one, and so they both appear to be gnomes, or at least they look like gnomes you've seen before. But they're like sort of they're bigger than Cluck, they're bigger than Cretel, they're bigger than you. So they're like superimposing in their size. The left one is holding a set of scales. The right one is holding a battle axe that appears to have more of a ceremonial than functional design.
And if I look at the scales, can I tell if the scales move at all?
Okay, so if you climb up onto the
The left
statue,
one?
yeah, 'cause you'd have to climb
Yeah.
onto a pedestal first to get to the scales. Now the scales
Mhm.
are unbalanced, and if you pull down on one side, they do move.
Okay.
Alora will say, "Don't break it."
Okay, so I will try and balance the scales then. Using, I don't know, silver.
So,
Yeah, why not?
Just to check for everyone, I've just changed my Discord. How am I for volume?
You're very low, sir.
Little bit quiet, but actually not too bad. I can hear you fine.
Yeah, quiet but clear.
You can turn up volume in Discord, guys. So feel free to just do
Yes.
that for him.
Can we?
yeah,
Yep,
if
just
you
right
turn up the con for
click
him,
on them.
and then he sort of sees volume out, you will be deaf.
See, I've put him up to 140%, and now he just sounds normal to me.
That's going to be fun.
Testing. Everyone hearing me okay now?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Just proper quiet.
Okay, so how many?
Well, that's the question. That's a good question. I look at the. I put enough in so the scales are equal.
Okay, Mr.
One at a time.
Smart Guy.
That's it. I have to put them in one at a till I see the actual scales move to start moving down.
Okay.
And I try and balance the scales
How
out.
many do you put on to see if the scales move? Let's start with that.
5.
The scales do not move.
This sounds like something straight out of Crystal Maze.
10.
Okay, so you do realize how much coins weigh in this world, right?
No.
Okay,
I have no idea.
So the general calculation for 5e is like 50
Yeah.
coins weigh a pound.
Okay. Put 50
Gold
on.
weighing is gold weighing more?
It doesn't move, and for calculation's sake, they all weigh the same, because otherwise that's just some fucking maths nobody wants to get into.
Oh, I like math. Okay, so if I let's have a think about this then. So I will measure the amount of weight a bag of coins weigh, which
How?
is I don't know, by using my hand. Yeah, and then
Okay.
I'll try and apply as much force as it can do to start moving it. I don't know what to do here.
Okay.
I'll ask for suggestions.
We're going to
I'll
go
ask
down that route. I would like you to make. Let's see. This is going to be some sort of. I'm going to say investigation check with disadvantage, because you're kind of like saying, well, I know how much my hand weighs, so I'm going to put that on there and see if that does it.
No, it was more of have a bag of coins. Oh look, it weighs that much. I'll try to put that much pressure on the actual scales. That was the idea.
Yeah,
But
so
we'll go with
you're
investigation.
yeah, investigation with disadvantage. You're trying to sort of measure weight by applying pressure, and like you've got no idea what you're doing.
No, of course not.
Sorry, that's the
whole
result of your check.
I know. I agree with my. I agree with it.
While I see Peter like sort of mucking around halfway up a statue, I'm just sort of going to repeat to Christel like, "It's your cog turning."
I'll give it a try.
Straight up strength, please, Critel. Your cog does not move.
Nope, seems to be as stuck as the other one.
Did you feel any budge at all? None. Ours had absolutely none.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be movable like that. I think the turtle's probably got the right kind of idea looking at him messing with those scales, but I'm not sure what he's doing.
No.
And that's where I asked people that what could go on the scales to attempt to balance it out.
How big are these scales?
Fairly large. So the whole of the statues are like as a whole are quite large, so they're in proportion to the statues.
Alright, I'll pass him up my torches. There's 10 of them. They weigh £1 each.
And I put them on.
Okay, the scale moves a little bit.
Okay, so more than 10. Okay, so I
Allura says,
Do-
perhaps it's not what you put on there. Oh, sorry. Let me put that. Maybe it's not how much you put on there, but maybe it's the value of something.
right. That's a very good point.
She said they clearly value technology. Do you have anything? And she kind of
Kazar, give me your hand.
starts to look at Kazar's hand a little bit.
Fuck off.
We need it. Open door.
We've only got one of them anyway. And it's kind of attached.
Okay. Well,
I'm not
we
really
could come up
carrying
here-
anything
Yeah,
useful for this.
I'm gonna have a look in my equipment bag to see what I've got.
While he's doing that, I'm going to try turning the last cog, being the obstinate person that I am.
Okay, strength check from you, please, sir.
Having seen this all gone on, I will. I'll help Kasar if I see it's obvious what he's doing.
Okay, with advantage.
Ooh, natural 20.
Yeah.
Okay, the cog does not move.
Damn. For the sake of not doing this, I'm going to try it on the other three on the other side as well.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll
so
give you
assuming you try them all and you give them a really good try, they still don't move.
I'm an obstinate person. This is exactly what I would do.
That's fair, but to save you rolling all your 20s away for when you might need them, none of the cogs seem to move from pressure.
Is it worth, guys? Is it worth having a detailed look around to see if we can find any hidden doors or anything like that that might hold
Laura
something
will
that we
point
can
at
put
the
in
door
there?
behind you and say, "There's a door. We just need to open it."
Yes, that is a door, but I was thinking of another door.
Kazar says that people normally leave the key under the door, and she'll point knowingly at the floor.
Okay. I will tap the floor to see if any of the tiles are loose. Kazar, this was your idea?
There's always a key lying around somewhere. Don't ask me how I know it, I just know it. There's always a way in. That's pretty much what I said.
Do you want to come up to this statue, Kazar, and just see if you can just rest your hand on it a bit and see if that makes any difference?
Why?
Well, if the lady is right and it does value technology, maybe you lending a hand might help.
What, in one half of the scales?
Yep.
Yeah, so
Preferably the one.
if untouched, the scales are currently unbalanced, so one is higher than the other.
Alright, I guess I'll jump up and grab onto the other side of the scales. The one that's higher.
Like grabbing as in like putting your weight on it.
Yeah, like hanging off it.
Okay. I would like you to make a dexterity saving throw.
That's not what I wanted you to do.
Okay, so
Good roll.
the scales will violently move from one side to the other, and you're almost thrown off. But you're able to maintain your balance, and while hanging off it, the scales are now in balance the other way.
See, nothing
Okay.
happened.
Okay, now
Alora
try.
will cry out, "Don't break them!"
How about you grab hold of the statue and release
That's
some of
what
that
I'm
pressure.
doing. That's
Release
what
some
I'm
of that
doing.
pressure on the scale
I'm
and
holding the
balance the
statue.
scales. Balance the scales. Come on, don't be obstinate.
Stop tipping the scales in your favour.
I'm only doing what you asked, Duvar. There's no need to be
Nope.
snippy.
Well, do it better.
I'll sort of because I'm
Oh,
hanging off it with my one technological hand.
Apologies, I did miss something in my notes.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes. Oh.
Oh dear. Duva moves back.
Nope. Duvar doesn't move back.
Oh.
Everybody but Kassar make a dexterity saving throw.
woohoo!
You've already passed yours.
Thank God for dexterity.
Dexterity saving throw.
There we go, crit.
Is this it? Is this it? Is that it?
Yep.
Yay.
Critel is not dexterous.
Sorry,
Nope.
Cattell.
Oh, I
Ulfar?
also need to do one for.
Zolfar escaped again. Yay.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there you go.
I'm still not hiring him very much.
Okay, so Critel, Ulfar, and our friend Alora all fail, and are struck by poison darts that fly out from behind the door.
This is your fault, Duvar, as far as I'm concerned.
I
Everybody
will
takes one
give you one of a
d4
look.
piercing damage and must make a Constitution saving throw.
Just the people that fail. Or everybody.
Just the
everybody.
people that fail.
Okay.
So everybody takes 4 piercing damage
4 piercing damage.
and a Constitution saving throw from the people that fail as well.
Okay, so everybody takes 4 piercing damage.
No, not you,
Oh,
Duvar.
God. Thank God. Right, okay.
This is a real Indiana Jones shit.
Stop
going on.
using everybody.
Okay, those that failed take 4 piercing damage and
Thank
must
you.
make a Constitution saving throw, of which Laura and Ulfar have already failed. And Critel also fails.
Oof.
I'm gonna use my favoured soul on that.
Which door?
I get to roll 2d4 and add it to the total every short rest for
Okay.
one check.
You pass. Which means you take half damage from the poison. So it's 4 piercing damage and half poison damage for you. It's 4 piercing damage and half poison damage for Alora because she's a dwarf, and it's 4 piercing damage and 15 poison damage for Ulfar.
I can't even see what's going on at the moment, but I'm taking damage.
You took 19 points of damage.
Yeah, I got that much.
Do you want to know why?
No, I heard. I just can't see.
Okay. You're not under attack, which is the good news.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see what you did, Ulfar. Sorry, not Ulfar, Duvar. Oh, why are your names so similar?
I think when you may have overbalanced the
Are you still
scale.
hanging off the scales, Kassar? So after it shoots darts out, do you continue to hold the scale?
Okay,
What?
I'm going to make it very clear right now. The minute that happens, I am crouching down with the shield between me and where the darts came from.
No, I was gonna sort of grab the legs and sort of shimmy down. So I'm holding onto the arm, not the scales.
Yeah, okay. So the scales will reset themselves, and the little dart holes that seem to have appeared in the wall and the door will shut again.
Right.
Well, that didn't go to plan.
No, it didn't.
Alora will be sort of like on the floor, sort of in tears. Saying,
Yeah.
this is
Can
horrible.
does anybody need any help at all? Is everybody okay?
Are you okay, Alora? Are you hurt?
She will hold up her book, which has a few like holes in it where the darts have passed through it, and she will be like fighting back the tears.
Oh no, not your book.
Not your precious book.
She will ask if anybody knows mending.
Does anyone know mending?
Ulthar remains suspiciously quiet.
I'm just gonna stare at him.
Come on. Who knows mending?
I know
I'm hidden
burning.
behind my shield.
She'll sniff and go, it doesn't matter. It will be fine.
Good. Let's carry on.
Fine. With the heaviest of hearts, Ulthar literally walks over and like waves a hand over it and mends it, and then walks away.
Oh, you're too soft.
She will breathe a heavy sigh of relief. And then she will look at Cassara and do that and say, can we not do that again, please?
Yes, don't worry. I shan't listen to the turtle again.
The turtle will remain silent.
I don't have anything to weigh it down, if I'm honest. If we wanted to weigh it down. Nothing technological, at least. Apart
Anything
from
I've got any sort of weight is a 1,000 ball bearings.
haven't you got a magic sword that maybe would do it?
I've got my scimitar, but my
He's
Great
rather
sword
attached to that.
was taken away. I've got a warhammer.
Try the might as well, right? Like we should try something magical, maybe. Or I'll look at Cretel and say maybe the axe you have. We know that that's got some mystical properties.
It does. I also have a magic scroll.
The scroll is made of paper and probably doesn't weigh too much. I'd imagine the hand axe at least has some heft to it. It's got some metal and wood.
It doesn't
Oh,
really weigh
I
a
should have
lot.
mentioned as well, so as Cassar hung off the scales, your torches flew everywhere, Cretel.
Damn it.
Sorry, what happened?
Well, I'll be picking those up.
His torches he'd sort of given to Duvar to balance on the scales were sort of like dislodged by Cassar swinging off it like a child.
Okay.
Alora, seeing that you're sort of still looking at the scales, is slowly going to start to edge away.
Yeah, try the magic item.
And then we'll disappear around the corner. Like, I watch from over here.
Yeah, I'm gonna say to try the magic item, but as sort of we do so, just in case, I'm gonna hide behind the pillar.
Yeah. Hide behind the door.
Again, still behind my shield.
I'm gonna hide there.
Alright, I'll put that. Well, I'll climb up a bit and put that axe in the like dish of the scale.
Okay. Okay. The scales move very slightly, not as much as your torches did. Alora will peer around after there's no telltale like sound of darts and go, did it work?
Looking at the cog that I'm next to, does it appear detachable in any way?
It does not. It seems to have a drive shaft
fastened
that
on?
goes all the way through.
Right. Okay.
Looking
I'll
at the
put
other.
my axe in my bag again.
2 seconds,
Yeah.
David. One statue is holding the scales and the other is holding like a ceremonial axe. That's what
Yes.
you said, right?
Yeah, I was just about to
Does
tell
the axe move? Does it come from the grasp of the statue?
If you climb up the statue and try to move the axe, you will find that it is held firm by the statue.
Okay, no worries then. There goes my plan, guys.
I was just about to have a look at that statue as well.
Alright. If I pull like down with my arms, if I pull the scales, if I put them level just by force, what happens?
Okay. I'm going to ask at this point for you to make a sleight of hand check to see how well you do this. And everybody else, while this is going on, is doing...
Hiding behind the pillar.
Ducking.
We all are
Yeah, so
hiding.
Cluck seems to be
I'm-
hiding where the darts come out.
Yeah. I'm
So-
next to him, trying to
Yeah,
make sure he balances.
They come out of all of that north wall.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I can't.
You can't go in the cog.
I can't move my
Stand
guy.
on top of
I can't move my guy at the moment, but I'm the opposite side of the hallway from Elora with my shield.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So, let's see how well you do. Okay, so as you balance the scales, you will hear that the portcullis starts to move slightly, but then the sort of your grip on the scales, for example, your sort of grip on the scales and everything that's moving, that's being caused to move by your action, will force you to sort of to unbalance them, but not set off the trap again.
Okay. I will climb down. So it appears if we can get those balanced, I think that door will open. We just need to figure out how much weight we need to put in. Because we've not got anything that it finds valuable, I do not believe.
Well,
So it's just pure weight.
is it worth trying books and stuff like that? Technology books.
We don't really have anything technology on us, I don't think.
No.
I have a book called.
Shall I try sitting on it and pushing on it with my hand?
I think you've had a. Are you serious this time, or?
I was serious last time, Duvar. I did what you asked.
I don't
You
think
got-
you asked.
And you got
Just
everyone
like
hurt. Don't start with me.
When you put enough weight on it, so you just sort of balance the scales out with your mechanical hand.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything that weighs too much.
While that's going on, I will ask Allura if she's got anything that's technology on her.
She'll sort of like look over her shoulder at her backpack and go, "No."
See, I thought of that, but that would be too heavy, I think.
So I've got my.
Maybe she's talking about what's inside it.
I could put on the other side. That's 13 pounds in weight.
Her backpack is her tent, if you remember.
Yeah, but it must have other things in it.
How much rope? How much rope have we got? We've got a lot of rope, and that weighs a great deal.
Fair amount, yeah.
No.
Yeah, although I did have another idea with the rope that seemed rather crazy, but it just might work.
What? Tie it so that it's like perfect.
On the. No.
No, you throw it over the like the dish of the scale, so you got both ends. You wrap one and tie it to a leg, and then you pull it down till it's level, and then tie that to the other leg.
So I've got 100 feet of rope.
I think you've confused everybody, could tell, with your
No,
with your
I
logic.
understand what you're talking about.
Everyone's like,
I think I
get the potential logic of it.
I'm just wondering if it's the best way to go around and
So
doing
you're
it.
going to essentially use the statue as like a fulcrum to pull it slowly.
Yeah, yeah, and then tie it off when it's level.
It's worth a go. I mean, Ulfa definitely wouldn't
Is it-
understand what you're talking about, but yeah, it's definitely worth a go.
Div would like to look around the statue, the other statue, to see if he can spot anything that might be a door or a hatch or anything like that that he can open. That
make a perception check, Duvar. Kretel, do you continue with your plan?
I was just saying it out loud, although I do have one other idea. I'm going to pick up some moss and see how heavy it is.
It's
Heavy moss.
it's pretty sort of like wet. It's not very pleasant. Duvar, you see nothing.
yeah, no.
Yeah, you could gather some moss, Kretel, but probably not enough of consequence.
Okay.
The all-seeing Duvar sees nothing.
I just love how you stopped talking to Kretel and was just like, "You see nothing, Duvar." Like,
Yeah.
just moved on.
Yeah. Kretel, is it worth having another look around, see if you can see anything on the statues at all? Anything at the base of statues?
Well, I haven't really had a look at this one yet. I'm going to guess you want a
Might be
perception check or something to have a look at this statue.
barking up on a tree.
I think probably at this point I'm going to just start taking passive perception checks from you guys and say that
Right.
you don't notice anything that stands out about either statue. Nothing that isn't
Right.
outwardly obvious about the statues themselves already. So one's holding a
Don't they just
ceremonial
cut the-
axe, one's holding a scales.
Okay, I will go ahead with my crazy plan then.
Okay.
I'll help him for what it's worth. I'll help him like on the other side of the statue. I'll tie the rope off and stuff.
Okay. Using your length of rope, you throw over a loop and start to slowly pull down the scales until it's balanced, and then tie them off. This will raise the portcullis into the ceiling, and you will hear a click emanate from the right statue.
Something clicked. That's a good sign.
Oh,
So we look at the other statue. What's changed?
Nothing. So Laura will come out and say, "Ah, you've done it! Well done!" And
Okay.
we'll come bounding over and start pushing on the door, which does not budge.
Okay. Ulfa's gonna get
Oh,
up on
you've
the.
not done it.
Nope.
Ulfa's gonna get up on the axe statue and see if it will turn.
If what will turn, sorry, Ulfa?
If the statue will turn, like if I grab hold of his axe and try and physically turn the statue, will it turn one way or the other?
Will the axe turn?
Well, either the axe or the entire statue.
Okay. The axe does not turn, but the right statue can be rotated.
Do we rotate it
yeah, that's the question.
anti-clockwise to face the person with the balanced thing?
Widdershins or Deosim? Now that we can see the door, because the portcullis is gone, is there anything more to see on the door?
There is not. The door itself, now you know that it's got little dart holes in it. You can kind of see them if you look closely, as like the concealed slots that they sort of open up and shoot out at. But you can't see anything else on the door.
Okay. Yeah, the statue.
Laura will sort of look at you turning the statue and go, "Ooh, don't break it."
Break you in a minute. Guys, which way are we turning the statue?
Anti-clockwise, I say as I run down the hall.
Make
You
make it face the other statue.
Yeah, turn it anti-clockwise. Make it face the other statue.
So they're
duck
both
behind the wall.
both statues are facing south.
Oh.
So you would have to, well, you could turn it anti-clockwise, but that would be like 270 degrees of rotation to face the other statue.
Righty
Yeah.
tighty,
Yeah.
Lucy.
You want it clockwise, not anti-clockwise.
Oh, you can't. Okay, if you can't do it that way, then fair
Well, no,
enough.
like you could. It's a choice between. If we want it to face the other statue, it's 90 degrees
Clockwise.
or
It's a
270
quarter turn or 3/4 of a turn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
depending on which way we
Go
go.
go for the quarter turn.
Fuck it, Ulfar does it.
Do a barrel roll.
Okay,
But
you
it-
rotate the
right,
statue to
I'm-
face.
Oh,
The-
yeah, I'm going to turn it to face the other statue, making sure to have the statue between me and the darts. Just making that clear.
As you turn to face the other statue, parts of the ceiling open and lava pours out. No, nothing happens. So nothing happens. So you sort of like will turn it and rest it facing the other statue, and
Okay.
there doesn't seem to be any sort of benefit or negative.
Okay.
Okay.
Do the cogs move now?
That's a good point.
They do not.
Did the when I went to move the statue, did I feel like it moved both ways? Like that, it felt like it would
Yes.
go either way. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Ulfar's going to continue to turn it in the same direction, keeping the statue between him and the darts, completely oblivious to the fact that something might come through the ceiling. Like, you're going to do quarter turns at a time to see what difference it makes.
Okay. So you turn it to face the door now.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. When you rotate the statue and it faces the door, a section of the door will open, and it initially gives you a fright because you think it's more darts, but it actually appears to be a much bigger opening.
Okay.
Okay.
So how much of the door is open at this point?
It's not so the door isn't open. There's like
Oh,
a
sorry.
compartment that has opened up into the door, like the dark compartments. Only this one's sort of much sort of taller.
Yes,
Okay.
almost like an Indiana Jones type hole to stick your hand in.
Yeah. Duval will step forward and peer into the hole.
It is complete darkness.
He will.
I'll take a look because I've got dark vision.
Yeah. Okay. I'll step aside and allow him to.
Complete darkness.
Oh. Okay. Duval will reach a hand in. Why not?
Okay, Duvar, you take 1d12 damage from the
Yay.
mechanisms inside the door.
Okay.
Does it look like this?
You take
section
5
that's
points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, do I? Okay. I was
Yeah.
going to say.
Does it look like from the section?
Do
that's
you pull
open-
your arm out, Duvar? Sorry,
Oh
Ulvar.
yes, yes, he does.
Yeah, Luke.
No, keep it in
What did you feel, Duvar?
there.
Moving things.
Apart from pain.
Lots of pain.
What would you say I described what I felt? Was it
Crushing
crushing,
pain. It's like your arm was put into a vice.
like cogs?
Uh,
David, does the section that's open look like it's open to its fullest extent, or like if I continue to move the statue, there might be more to open? Like how does it look? Does it look like
you're not sure. It's really hard to tell on the door.
okay.
5 points.
And that will teach Duvar to stop sticking things where they're not wanted.
See,
No, it won't.
part of me is wondering if I put my mechanical hand in there.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, it's a
Like,
little bit.
out of character. I wouldn't.
It's a bit soft. Your mechanical hand, if I understand it right.
Right. Ulfar turns it another quarter turn clockwise. The statue.
why not?
The seal or the opening will close.
Okay. Having seen that, I'll turn it back to where it was before. Does it open again?
It does, and I'm so disappointed Duvar's arm wasn't still in there.
Seeing that, does I'll ask Rutel if the statue with the scales turns as well, or is that rooted?
I will see if I can move it, but being really careful not to like jostle the rope too much.
That
Duvar will
statue does
step
not
back.
seem to move.
No, this one seems set.
Okay.
Now do the cogs move?
No.
I am tempted to put my hand in there.
Duvar will step aside and give him a wave him forward.
Also, as he walks past, I will touch the hand and put light on it.
Okay. So your hand now glows.
So if I hold my hand up to it and try to like peer through my fingers, what do I see anything inside, or is it just sort of very, very dark machinery?
Light
The
from your
light
fingers.
seems to have no effect on the darkness within.
I don't like the thought of damaging my hand, but Allura, you said that the people who made this hand created this place, right?
Yes, I think so.
You think so, or you know so?
Well, look around. She's sort of shouting down the corridor because she's not coming near that door again. Not while you're messing with it.
Hmm. Yeah, I'll put my mechanical hand in.
You take 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Am I technically resistant to it, or am I not in human form?
Ooh, this is a good question. So you should be resistant to it.
Yeah.
Does it give you full resistance? As in, can you
Yeah.
only be damaged by magical attacks now?
Yes.
Okay. Then good
you
news
could-
is you won't take any damage.
Yeah.
Bad news is your hand is damaged.
Okay. In which case, I'll pull my hand out and be like, "Oh, that was
Yeah,
not a good
so
idea."
your hand now sort of you can still control it, but it is like there's a lag, and it's like it's not functioning properly, and you can see that it's like badly like bent, and some of the cogs are smashed.
I cast mending on Kazar's hand.
Hmm.
For
Ooh,
what that will do.
let's have a look.
Single break or tear in an object. So,
Okay.
I mean, I can cast it multiple times if it's like a case of working through the bits that are broken.
Okay, so it's a bit of a weird one because it's not a magic item, but it kind of is. So I will have you roll a Arcana check
Fuck.
to see to see how effective your mending is.
Oh no! Come on, Ulfar. Relying on you.
You want to see that perfect 20?
Okay,
Ugh.
so you are able to restore like some of the damage to the hand, but you still feel like it's not functioning fully, and the way that's going to work is you will now have disadvantage on anything that requires you to use that hand in either a sort of a precise fashion. So it's like, say, picking a lock, for example, or like
Yeah.
writing your signature and stuff like that. You've essentially got
Okay.
the hand of like a 4-year-old now.
Okay. Grand.
And sort of seeing what you've done, Alora will come running over and be like, "That was important."
Mm.
I thought the technology was compatible.
By force, apparently.
Well, it may not just been for human hands. That was the thought.
She was sort of like just keep looking at the hand and says,
The question is there something that goes inside it? As in, is there like an item that we're supposed to put inside it, or do we just get gum at the gears?
Alora will say, "Please don't put any more hands in there.
We
Not
won't,
fine mechanical
Laura.
hands."
No, we won't. Not hands, Laura.
David, is there a gap between the doors, like that you could potentially see through, or is it like sealed tightly?
Sealed.
Okay.
There's a circular shaped hole.
It isn't a circular shaped hole. It's like a long, thin slot.
Long thin slot.
Looks like a
As
key
in,
needs to go in it.
Is there anything else about the statue with the axe? You say it's holding a ceremonial axe. Is that in like two hands then?
Sort of in one hand held aloft.
Right. Okay.
do we know if that axe is still not movable? Have we tested it recently?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. The axe doesn't move.
Does the slit line up with the axe?
The statue does seem to, now it's facing the door. It's like it's on the wrong height, but it kind of does.
I'm gonna try and pull the arm down.
Oh. Go for it.
Okay, so as you climb up to the statue, the arm does not move.
No. Okay. If I like go to push the statue, does it lean at all?
It does not.
Towards the door. Okay.
So you can't pull the axe from his grasp. You can't push him over. You can't bend him. He's not a posable action figure.
So if you're just joining us, we have spent the last hour trying to open the front door of this place.
Yes. Yes, we're doing well.
And just for the viewers watching, so this is just an indication of how much we've explored of this place.
Not the brightest of bunches, are we? Who's got an axe then?
Laura
Cretel
point
has
at the
one.
statue and say, "He's got an axe."
Hi, Cretel. How are you, Cretel?
Don't put
My
your
axe
axe in the
is
hole.
not big enough for that.
I look at my slightly dented hand and be like, don't put anything in that hole.
Okay, well, maybe we need to have a more detailed look around. I'm not entirely sure what we can do. If we can't push the statue, we can't pull the statue, we can't pull the arm, we can only rotate the statue.
Alora will whisper to you, Kazar says, he seems to suggest looking around a lot. I think he doesn't have any ideas.
No, he doesn't. That's why he wants to look around. He's looking for inspiration.
Yes,
could have done
unfortunately,
with
with
a smarter person.
potentially we could have done. We are we're not the most learned group. Honestly, we're better at smashing things than solving things.
So Alora's just had a long, hard think, and she says, "It has to be something to do with the statues. The left one did the gate. The right one has done the door.
Mhm.
They must do something together."
They must do something together.
See, that's why I tried to turn them to face each other.
Well, they did. They were. They're both facing south, weren't they?
So you've
Yeah.
now got one facing south, one facing north.
And the south one doesn't turn. Do the heads on the statues turn?
Presuming you get up there to try, no.
Yes, yeah. Okay. Like, Ulfar looks up at the group and then looks down at his maul and looks up at the group again. It's like, same plan as the elevator? I'll just hit it?
Probably.
I don't think breaking it's going to do anything. If anything, we'll just get more poison darts.
Mm,
Something together.
Okay, so Alora will go back to her notebook and she will start to draw the statues in detail. Now, how they've sort of how you have arranged them.
okay. So one's facing south, one's facing north. The door opened. It looks like a slit that lines up with the.
She'll show you the
axe.
notebook, Kassan says, "What do you think?" And as you look at them, you can see that she's drawn the axe in great detail, and it's in her drawing looks less like an axe, more like a key.
So the axe, this is definitely something to do with the axe, but we can't release it. I know we've probably already tried it, but are we able to pull the axe from his grip? So try and slide it out of his hands?
Yes,
Try
you
it
are.
again.
We have tried that.
No, you can do, and
Oh, okay.
it
Yeah,
does
I'll
move.
do that.
Oh,
Okay.
fuck.
I'll slide the axe out of the dude's hands. In that case.
Alora
And,
will gasp.
all right.
She did
No
really well
problem.
on her wisdom check.
Face palm.
I know. I was thinking this like 10 minutes ago, but I was like, I'm sure we've tried it.
Yeah, so
I
was I.
We did when it was facing the other way.
And so yeah, once I've slid the axe out, I'll put the axe into the slit,
Mhm.
assuming it fits.
It does fit.
Turn it like a key.
You will feel it comfortably click.
Okay. Is there any way to? I assume because it's in a slit, the slit won't turn or anything. But I'll try either way. I'll push it in up to the hilt.
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay.
just realised that's a keyblade. We've come to the dungeon of bloody Kingdom Hearts.
So what happens once I push it in?
As you
Nothing
push
so
it in,
far.
it clicks, and then presuming your next action is to turn it, the door itself will rumble open.
Jeez.
Praise the Lord.
I did it! Huzzah! Huzzah, huzzah!
Okay, so in front of you, as the door opens and your light starts to fill the room, you'll immediately see a long walkway with 6 brass pillars set alongside it, 3 on each side. Each pillar has a unlit torch. At the back of the room is a small alcove that has 2 glowing blue crystals in it. You can sort of hear, although you can't see, running water somewhere to your right.
Clark sees these shiny crystals and
No, Clark, don't.
So they seem to be, as you approach them, Cluck, they seem to be giving off light. And they're sort of like set on little poles.
I can't see the whole room. Oh, maybe I need to move. Maybe that helps. Oh.
You can't see the whole
Idiot.
room from round the corner.
Yeah, funny that.
So Laura will come into this room and start drawing, making notes.
Oh, D&D Beyond's doing something funny. Oh no, I'm good. I'm gonna come around to this room and take a look
Yeah,
at whatever this is.
So you have to, when you move, so there's stairs at the back corner that lead down to the next level.
Oh, okay, so I have to go down.
Yeah, and then
here.
as you come down, you will see running water. Running water.
That thing in front of you with the little bridge
Yeah, I'm
across it.
just trying to check if it is running.
Well, it
Yes.
looks like a grate on one side, and
Yeah, so there is sort of like a stream or a culvert of running water with a plank that's been placed over it. On the side, you can see what appears to be several valves aligned in a 3x3 grid on the side here, and what
Right.
appears to be some sort of mechanism next to them.
Okay.
Now the valves all have a sort of a small crystal set into the middle of them, but that crystal seems to be sort of like almost like a clear glass.
Right. Okay.
Do these pipes, obviously, do they release water?
So
If you were to turn on the crystal, turn
the
on the cogs.
valves,
Yeah.
if you try and move them, they don't move.
what was the thing that had the torches on?
So these pillars up here have torches on them. They're currently unlit.
I'll light the one here.
The one where you are.
That one down there.
Yeah.
Okay, so that torch will light up, and as it catches, you'll see that the flame is a violet color.
Okay, so
And does anything happen round where Kazar is?
Nothing.
Okay.
Darts everywhere.
A swinging log coated in spike.
A couple of paint cans attached to string.
Okay, I'll light this one.
Okay, that one will catch and bathe the pillar in green light.
And then this one.
Orange.
The one by Allura.
Ulfar hides behind his shield.
Explodes. Oh, ow, cat. That's my leg. Thank you. Apologies.
David,
He's sat on my lap, and he was falling off, and decided the best way to protect it was to sink his claw straight into my thigh. That one is red.
surprise action. You got attacked. You lose first round of combat.
Essentially, I'm just going to light all of them.
Okay. The remaining two are yellow and indigo.
Okay, and when we look at these crystals, what do these crystals look like? They glow blue, do they?
Yes.
I think that's what you said.
Yeah, they sort of glow blue and give off light, as in the light in this room, as well as the torches now. So Alora will start to sketch the area. Now you've lit the torches, Quatel, and says, "Thank you, much helpful."
Can I pick these crystals up? Do they move?
The crystal does not move.
The blue of the crystals, is it indigo, or is it a different blue?
No, it's more of a sort of a cyan color.
Okay.
I take it neither of these crystals move.
Can I suggest something here?
You're out of the room.
I am out of the room. All right, I'll hold it. It's fine. Separately, do I? So the cogs I'm looking at and the 3x3 cogs, the machine next to it. Is there anything on the machine at all?
So, like, I'll describe it for you, although how much your character would recognise it as a machine, it would be up to you. But it looks like some sort of control panel. There are a number of lights, a number of crystals that match the same colour as the ones in the valves. But in essence, you've got to think of this thing as it's unpowered. So there's some dials, there's some cogs, and there's some buttons. All
Right.
of it
Okay.
without power, but having never seen technology before, how your character interprets that.
Kick it.
Smash it with a hammer.
I'll,
Like a toddler in front of a dashboard, just starts pressing random buttons. for no
I'm
reason.
gonna leave it for the moment and come back.
Yeah, knowing
Like,
that.
no, this is not something that I should be doing on my own. So, considering, so the crystals in the north side are giving off a blue light, right?
Like a
Mhm.
cyan blue.
So, what these are giving off a cyan blue?
Yeah, they don't match
Yep.
any of the colours of the torches.
Right. Okay. Sorry, I thought this one was giving off the cyan blue.
Nope, that's
But they-
indigo blue.
Indigo. Okay.
Which is sort of like there isn't an indigo. Well, there is. I could find the hex code for it and do it, but
Yeah, but no, we know what you mean.
do you
Right,
do you
okay.
know what colour indigo is?
Right. So, this is out of character. This is year 7 art to me. In character, it feels like we
Pretty
should
light.
we should make the lights match what the crystals are giving off.
Yep.
So we need to make the same light as is being given off by the crystals.
I can do
Which,
that.
to make a light blue, we'll need something light and then the indigo. So I think we need the indigo, the bluish one.
I can do that with magic. I can make all the lights whatever colour you like.
It's
Make-
like, I could just do that.
Okay, we'll make all the lights match the light coming off the crystals then.
Okay, use thaumaturgy to turn all the flames the colour that Kasar wants them to be.
Okay. The colour of the light does not change due to your thermatology.
Okay, maybe I can't do that.
Magic.
Yeah,
Your reliable
so
magic,
it goes,
Ale.
yeah, I can change the colour, and he just points at a light, and it stays the same
So-
colour.
So you want to? Are you saying you want to
So-
extinguish the red, the orange,
so-
the yellow, the green, and the?
So, no, we keep this one, and
That's
to
the
make
blue.
it cyan, we keep this one as well, and we extinguish all the rest. I
I
think.
mean, I know how to make cyan, but I don't know if my character would. So, I
Mm.
mean, we need to extinguish 3 colours. We've
How do you know?
extinguished one too many for cyan.
How do you know?
I did art in school.
No, I always thought it was like blue and green, roughly.
Plus
Like
yellow.
I said,
Yellow, yeah.
my art teacher gave me a D, so don't fucking listen to me.
Give the D.
Mike, to be fair, I think it was likely down to the art teacher rather than you. Let's be fair. She was more important about smoking than she was about teaching art.
Oh, going off topic here. She told my parents my art made her cry, but obviously it was in the bad way.
Right, does anything happen once we put out the ones we put out?
No.
If you like
Okay.
the
I
yellow one, I
really
guess.
like this one.
Like the yellow one.
You really like the yellow one?
Relight my fire.
Nothing happened.
Yay.
Have we not maybe got to do something with the control panel?
That we don't know's round there.
Yeah.
Out of character.
Out of character, the control panel doesn't seem to be functional.
Is there anything other than the 2 crystals on the wall? It's just those 2.
Just the crystals and the torches on these pillars.
Right.
Told you
the
it was going to be a
torches-
puzzle night.
The torches, are you able to pick them up?
No,
No, they don't move.
Boo.
Are these crystals on anything?
They're
Just
they're
so-
sort of like attached to like almost like street light type things. It's like a little
Do
pole and the
these-
crystal sits on
Do
top
they
of it.
turn? Can you turn them?
They're gonna go around turning everything in here tonight. No, they do
Yeah.
not.
See if you
I was
can
gonna
frack the light.
No, they do not.
So these these don't turn.
Nothing in the room you're currently trying to turn turns.
Can
I'm,
I
I'm pretty
smash
sure.
the crystals
I'm
up?
pretty sure at some point you turn Kassar. Sorry, Clock. What was that?
Can I smash the crystals out?
Right.
Sure.
Wonders
No.
down here. Why
Make
not?
a attack roll.
Hide.
I was just about to go up there.
Okay. You hit the crystal. The crystal explodes.
No,
Uh,
no.
You take 10 points of lightning damage.
No.
Alora cries out.
I don't think Mend is gonna fix that.
Diva comes up and gently says, "I think we've learned that bashing things does not help down here.
Yeah, Cluck's got a bit of a black face and his feathers are like stood up.
It's a bit singed."
I
Clark,
guess it was shiny. I wanted it.
what did you just do?
I
Why?
I tried to prise the crystal out, and it may have broke.
I've literally just seen you hammer it.
Shall we?
So Ulfa and Duvar, do you kind of wander off on your own?
Well, no. I'm coming back and saying to them, there's another way down this way.
Yeah, Ulfa got bored of puzzles and has just like walked off.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's another stairway down here. Have you checked the stairway?
Noticing the water, I'm going to go ruffle my feathers in.
Alright. I'm gonna come back to this thing. I'll say, no, Clark. Just wash your feathers like a good Aarakocra.
Okay, so if we could just stop moving around and just decide
Yep.
what each person's doing, and then we'll get to some descriptions and possibly something else. So,
Oh,
Ulfa
God.
and Duvar,
Okay,
you
moving
seem
back.
to move off.
I'm gonna
Yes,
take a look at all the buttons and things on there.
So it's a large. So for Ulfa and Duvar, you move into a small room with rubble
Mhm.
piled up in one side,
Yep.
and water sort of like in and around it. So it's like sort of seeping underneath it. You see an exit from the room you're in to the north. Cretel, it appears to be a large brass panel with sort of dials and like crystals and all sorts of things. And I'd like you to make a investigation check. Okay, you can't make heads or tails of it.
I'm just gonna poke a button and see what happens, if anything.
Nothing happens.
I'm gonna start twisting dials.
The dials on the wall don't turn.
Ah, sad.
So Alora will come down and go, "Ooh, fascinating," and then start like drawing down sort of the 3x3 layout of valves and the panel and a bunch of other stuff. Cook, what do you do?
I've just sort of cleaned off over here, and I've just sort of gone next to this control panel and just sort of leant on the control panel.
Okay. In a catching your breath back kind of way.
Yeah, potentially. Is there levers on this control panel?
There is.
Like leaning on a lever,
Okay.
and then when you accidentally, you just sort of
Yeah,
moves.
yeah. It seemed to have no effect.
Okay.
David, is that another set of stairs below below Cretel?
That is a set of doors.
Ah. Okay.
Okay.
Does this thing do anything? Just prod this thing.
Yeah.
Prod
So
the
make
tap the dials.
Make an investigation check, Cluck and Kassan. Ulfar and Duvar, what do you?
Oh no!
If Duval catches up with me, I'll say.
Mine can't be any worse.
Oh yeah, yes, it can. It's well worse. Sorry, Andy. Say again.
You said it, man.
I know.
Right.
I said it'd be worse.
Sorry, Ulfar. Before you was interrupted by incompetence.
It's alright. Yeah, if Duval catches up to me, I'll turn to him and I'll just say, I'm bored of all these puzzles. Want to see where this goes?
Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
Ulfar's bored just wants to kill stuff.
And then, yeah, I'll go out. Roll 20, right away. Go, I'll go out of the north and see what I can see once I get there.
Okay, so you see a corridor that stretches away to your right. To your left, you see a large statue. Duvar, are you following him?
That's a leading question.
Yeah,
I'm just. It's either I describe it to you both or not.
Yes, I'll follow behind him.
Okay.
A step away.
Okay, so to your left, Ulfar, you see a circular room with a statue. To your right, you see a corridor that stretches sort of 20 feet away.
Without entering the room, what are the details of the statue I can make out?
Make a perception check.
Don't worry, you can't roll as bad as we did.
I literally can't on this. Like, with on a perception roll, I physically can't roll that bad.
Okay, so against the back of the room, you can make out a lot of detail of the statue. It seems to be roughly humanoid size, humanoid in shape and build, but it seems to be made out of cogs and pipes. With your roll, you will also see that it is missing a hand, and that the blue eyes of it, the eyes of this thing will crackle with blue light as it steps forward towards you. And I'd like you to now roll initiative.
Oh fuck.
Rip!
That's initiative for Ulfar and Duvar.
Oh yeah, don't worry, I wasn't even going to try.
No, but did you hear it was missing a hand?
Yeah,
It
you
did.
did.
I did indeed, but you know what? That means that there's another hand, and that means there's spare parts.
Wrong hand side.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Gears are gears, man.
Oof.
Waste.
2 seconds, I will roll.
There's more where that come from.
There never is.
This is not like real life where they can be rolled multiple times in a row. This just doesn't happen. Oh, he still beat you.
Yes!
Yeah, that's typical.
Get it out of the way, Ulfar. Get it out of the way. I like that Duval rolled a nat 20 on his initiative and is still going second.
Okay, so the statue walks towards you, Ulfar, and as it gets to you, let's see, what's it gonna do? So first of all, it's gonna say something intelligible as it walks towards you. It kind of sounds like a robotic language that you might have known. Yep. And as it gets to you, it strikes you with its one good arm.
Okay. What was the effect of him striking me?
A 16.
That hits.
For 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Can he take a dex saving throw, please?
Of course. What DC?
14.
And this is your...
Wrath of the Storm. He's going to get hit by lightning.
Okay,
Or
so...
thunder damage, actually. Probably. Thinking about it. Go on.
Which is it, sorry?
So it's going to be thunder. I get to choose.
Okay. He rolls a 22.
Okay, so he takes half damage. So he takes... Sorry, give me a second.
That's quite okay.
It's okay. I'm eating biscuits.
Okay, so he takes 2 thunder damage.
2 thunder.
He does, yeah.
He looks none the worse aware.
Yeah, no, so do I. So...
Okay, that is his turn because he's missing an arm. Well, a hand.
Yeah.
Duvar, you've just heard this clunk, clunk, wee, 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 and then heard thunder. Is that like a loud thunder, Ulfar?
I presume so. Yeah, it's literally like a wave of thunder explodes in the direction away from me and to the
Okay,
person.
so everybody else in the other part of the dungeon, you do hear something like a echo of thunder come from the passage that Duvar and Ulfar disappeared down.
Say, can I make some form of when it comes around to the appropriate point, some form of intelligence check to see if I recognize that as like a spell, like a damage spell, or whether it's just like he's causing chaos, and therefore I don't care. Whatever they're doing in the other room is their business.
Oh, take a second. Also, because of my level up, I just forgot about it. He always gets pushed 10 feet away from me, as long as he's a large or small creature.
Large or smaller. Okay.
Alpha, is it worth us pulling him back?
Say that again.
Is it worth us pulling him towards the rest?
No conferring. What's your action, Duvar? Well, that's unfair. You can confer, but you won't get a response until Ulfar goes.
Yeah, it's for my turn.
Can I see him from where I am?
You sort of saw
No,
him
I
come
can't.
into view and then get blasted back. And from where
Okay.
you are, it looked really powerful and awesome.
Yeah.
yeah.
I will. Well, we can't fight in this. We either push forward or pull back. So I will pull back to a more defendable position.
Coward.
I can't get past him, so.
I think you technically can, like rules wise, you can move through my square, but
Okay. Oh, I didn't know that. Well.
Oh well, I've made my decision.
Oh well.
Yeah.
And yes, and we'll go with that for now. And I'll wave to Alpha to come back as well.
Okay, and are you doing anything else with your actions?
I will go into I don't know. What are the options? I forget. Dash or no?
Cower.
Cower? Yeah, that's an option. No. Dilfod doesn't cower. He will go into defensive stance or whatever.
Oh, no, sorry. Duvar doesn't cower. I withdraw into my shell.
Yeah. No, nothing else. He does nothing else for now.
Ulfar.
Okay. Ulfar's fed up with puzzles and fed up with this place and fed up of being far away from the sky. So he steps into the room
Oh.
and thunder waves.
May God have mercy on us.
As Duvar sees Ulfar wander out of sight, he'll again put his hand to his face. Why am I here?
I would like a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay.
DC 14.
I did forget this before, but he has advantage on saving throws against magical effects. He scores a
Okay.
21.
Okay, so he takes half damage. So I'm cast it a second. So 28. So he takes 9 points of damage.
At this point, Kassar, Cluck, and Quittel, you will hear another boom of thunder.
I'll just say,
So that's 2 within a
No.
couple of seconds.
I'm
So
gonna
that's just-
start heading up the
what-
corridor.
I was gonna say, what the fuck are they doing up
Right,
there? Honestly.
you can all roll initiative now.
Oh no.
Ulfar, what else would you like to do on your turn?
I think that's probably it, but let me just double check.
Lots of 20s and lots of 1s this session.
Oh, channel divinity. Oh well. God knows. I think. Yeah, that's probably done.
You sure?
You forgetting something?
Actually, what the robot guy? How sort of roughed up does he look? Does he look even roughed up slightly at all?
Apart from missing a hand, he looks fine.
Okay. Then I will withdraw back into the room where I saw Duvar.
I was just about to come in after you.
Yeah. I'm probably standing in the because I'm trying to move my guy. It's hard, but I'm probably standing in the doorway of the room that so I'm between the thing, but if it comes around the corner and anybody else.
Okay.
But
So I'm protecting Duvar.
yeah,
Sweet. Okay. Anything else?
no, that's definitely it.
Okay. Our friend, the one-handed robot, will walk round the corner, and he will smash you in the face.
Of course he will.
Oh. No, he won't. He will.
Go back now.
He will, but as he hits you, well, let's see if he hits you first. 17.
That will hit.
Okay, so you feel some sort of magical force in his head, and you must make a Constitution saving throw, as well as taking the bludgeoning. So you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Does this mean I have a magic hand? Ooh, a magic hand!
Okay, and you resist the effects of that. Yeah,
That's 5 bludgeoning, yeah?
5 bludgeoning.
Cool.
Duvar, it's your turn, and this is the first time you've seen this thing in the flesh. It looks like a large metal man made out of cogs.
Not so much flesh.
No flesh.
Glowing eyes, you said, I think.
Yes. Steel pipe,
Okay.
glowing eyes, missing a hand, made out of cogs.
Yeah. I'm sure hitting it with a stick will do a lot of damage.
Well, you can try to jam up its cogs with your stick.
Oh, yeah, smash its eyes. Yeah, why not? Smash the eyes. I will move forward as I did, and I will take a swing of it with the old stick.
Okay, make your attack roll.
Du-du-du-du-du. Come on.
I feel like there should have been a plus on.
There probably should have been. Hold on a
Yeah,
second.
and another 6 on top of that.
Yeah. Something like that.
That's a miss.
Jesus, where is it? Okay, and my second attack I'll do again.
That is a hit.
Okay, 1d8 plus 3. And that's an 8.
Okay. Anything else for you?
Nope. I'll leave it at that.
You sure?
No.
So you do have your bonus, so you don't have to
Yeah.
use key for your bonus. You can just do 1 unarmed strike.
Yeah, we'll do an unarmed strike on him then. Why not? Are we just rolling the quarter stuff for that? Or...
Yeah, yeah. So your unarmed strikes and your quarterstaffs are interchangeable.
Yeah.
That is also a hit.
Excellent. Jesus, I've got to switch between everything.
You have to switch between everything. What about me?
I know.
I've got on my DM screen 11 different tabs open, two notebooks, and the stream itself to keep an eye on.
Yes, yeah, I've got the stream up as well.
Okay. Bloodied is the wrong word, but it looks a bit damaged.
Okay.
It's got some cogs jammed. Quick, boys.
Mm-hmm.
Put
Okay.
your staff in the cogs.
Clock.
Hello. I'm just gonna wander up.
Okay.
Clark's still brushing down his feathers.
Don't know. So yeah, I'm just gonna go to there.
So as you enter the room, you're rather perplexed that Ulfar and Duvar seem to be fighting a giant cog and metal man.
I'll just sort of stand and look at this mechanic being, and I said, "What on earth are you two doing? Or what have you gotten yourselves into now?"
He started it.
Find out what we say on the next turn.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Anything else for you, Clock?
Nope, that is all.
Kassar.
What is Allura doing during all of this?
She
Yeah,
seems
pussy.
to be drawing the machine.
It's only seconds as well, isn't it? So.
Yeah, she's heard a couple of booms. She's sort of looked up, seen that you guys have gone to look at it, and thinks, well, I'm sure that'll be fine.
I'll ask Cotella, do you see anything?
Unfortunately, not from here.
You check it out and I'll protect Allura.
Okay.
I'll say.
In character, this is about the right thing for me to do.
Tell.
Oh, first thing I'm going to do is walk up the corridor.
Okay, you see Cluck in the room in front of you.
I'll walk past Clark.
Okay, you see Ulfa and Duvar fighting a large metal man.
Do either of those two look like bloody or anything? Have they been hit hard or anything?
Don't know, guys, do you?
I'm okay. Like, I've taken hits, but it wouldn't be noticeable.
Oh, I've made you drop your torch as well, Duvar, if you're using your staff two-handed.
It's okay. My maul is a
Yeah.
giant glowing fire thing.
That is fine. So I think, yeah, I think he was the only one carrying a torch. Everybody else had their own little light sources.
Yeah.
Yeah, so neither of them look particularly blooded, Critel.
Okay. And I'm gonna guess they look like they're in combat with it.
Oh hell yes.
In that case, can it do a wisdom saving throw for me, please?
It certainly can. Wisdom, you said.
Yep.
It's a wise cog machine. Terribly wise.
It rolls a 23.
Okay, nothing
I
happens
told you.
then. It was worth a try.
Ulfar brings us back round to you.
Okay.
Hit
10
it harder.
10 feet behind it, I'm gonna cast Shatter. Something made of inorganic material gets disadvantage on this saving throw, so I presume it just gets a normal roll, balancing out its advantage. So it's a DC 14 Constitution saving throw.
What level?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Sod it, I'll cast it at 3rd level.
Okay. Constitution.
Yeah,
I have clicked it. I have not done anything. I will click it again. There we go. 14.
14 is a pass, I think. Yeah, it's 14 DC, so yeah, so it's a pass. That's how that works, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right, okay, so I'm casting 3rd level, so is 48. It takes half of that, so it takes 12 points of damage, thunder damage.
Okay, so as you look at it and as you strike it with this thunder damage, it seems to have the opposite effect to what you would think, and it actually no longer looks damaged.
What?
You've been healing it.
Duvar and Alpha look at each other. Duvar says, "Don't do that again."
You've done what Thor did to Iron Man.
Yeah.
Capacity now at 400%.
Yeah. Fuck. That is everything I can do this turn. Anyway.
Throw some water on him.
That's not a bad idea.
It's maul time next round.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
Okay.
It also regained its special move.
Yeah.
Okay. So it now now there's multiple people in the room. It will now hit Duvar.
Yay. And that's a miss.
For a 15. Okay. That is its only action.
Good. Okay. Duvar will smash it again. I think it's his turn, isn't it? Yeah. So hit it again. Harder.
You miss,
Giggity.
and it
Yeah.
will take a reaction against you, and will attempt to sweep you.
Sweep the legs.
And
Oh,
for that intents and purposes, it's a attack roll, which misses.
okay. Okay.
What do you
right,
do,
so
Duvar?
Ian swings it again. I need to get this.
That is a hit.
Yay. For crap damage. That's a 5.
Oh.
And it'll take I'll take an unarmed hit at it as well for my bonus. The black side of the dice, which I can't see.
You do not hit it.
Oh, Roger, Roger. Okay, that'll be me.
Clock.
No, well, I know. I can't really do anything because it stood in the way. So,
You could cheer the bomb.
Give him some pom poms. Use your feathers as pom poms.
I will turn round, move back to here, so that I can still see what's going on, and I'm gonna pull out a ration and eat it like it's popcorn.
Okay.
And then
Kasar,
shout, I can't do anything, you're in the way.
Kasar, I'm assuming you're just sort of staying there looking at the machine.
I say, Allura, you hear all the ruckus from the next room?
Just say, yes, I'm sure the others can take care of it. And if not, well, maybe it'll put some sense into them. They're not the cleverest of folk.
Would you like me to assist them, or would you like me to stay with you?
She will point at the valves on the wall and says, "What do you make of this?"
The valves don't turn as it happens. I've already tried them. I don't know what they're connected to though. It's nothing like I've ever seen before.
No, it's quite fascinating, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely fascinating.
Can I just express how much I hate her? Like in every sense of word.
That's fine.
The amount of times I just want to go up to her and just slice her head off.
She's partly
just-
modelled on the monitor from Halo.
I say I just wouldn't want anything happening to you.
Yes, she's most grateful and says, "Yes, I'm sure the others can take care of it."
All right.
Cretel.
I'll take a. Consider that me taking a ready action.
Okay.
As I can't get to it, it'll be another wisdom saving from.
Smarty smart. He rolls a 22.
Jesus.
Let me see if I've got anything bonus action useful. Okay. Stupidly, another wisdom saving throw.
Okay. This time it rolls a 9.
Yeah, that fails. I use compelled duel.
Okay. 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 We'll judge that in a second. Ulfar.
I'm gonna hit it with my maul.
Your first time ever using it in anger.
Yeah.
You hit.
Okay.
It's just a regular maul, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Perfect.
2d6 plus. So 14 points of damage. Yeah.
Okay. Despite your well-aimed hit, it seems to do less damage than you would have expected, given the weight
Okay.
of power you managed to put into that.
Okay. I will also, as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on myself. So I'm boosting my AC to 18.
Also wasted my spell.
Sorry, I didn't read it. I wouldn't know that's what you'd done anyway. Ulfar still would have hit it.
Okay. That's handy. So that sorts out that dilemma, and it will go back to pummeling Duvar. Rolling a
Woohoo.
16 to hit.
And that's a miss again, sir.
Okay. That brings us around to your turn, Duvar.
Yeah, why not? Let's bash it again. Bash it again, harder. So seems to be the way we do things, so let's just smack it one until... Oh, for God's sake.
Okay, it will attempt to sweep you again. Rolling a 15, which does not hit.
Nope.
It's like Yoda fighting somebody here.
Yeah. No, roll... Jesus.
Another miss.
There's one trying to hit me again?
No, it only gets one reaction a turn.
Okay. And for a third time with my bonus.
So, Duvar and the Clockwork Man continue to dodge each other's blows.
Yes, skillfully. You see me.
Yeah, it looks
drunken...
like a really shit boxing match.
I see it as not that, but there we go.
Yeah, no. It's like Neo and an agent fighting, where nobody lands any blows. They're just like moving.
Just a quick one though. You should have had disadvantage anyway because of Critel's spell, no?
I fucked that up by hitting it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Oh lordy.
Clock.
I'm going to continue to shout, "Get out of the fucking way," so I can do something, and then I'm going to find some sort of rock on the floor, and I'm going to throw it at Ulfar.
And me, not even at the fucking robot.
Make an attack roll.
You're still in the doorway. You haven't even moved into the room.
I know I moved back. I moved sort of. I can still sort of see around it.
Yeah, the rock does not hit Ulfar.
It doesn't even get to me.
I just want to make a very quick point. I'm in the next room. This is the guy who can't get past people, who has wings, who is fighting a giant construct. Like, the thing's gonna be fucking tall.
No,
I've got
it's
my armor
humanoid
on.
shaped.
Oh, okay.
And
Well, I've got
it
my
is in
armor
a
on.
confined space. You can't really see, but it's like a 5-foot wide corridor, and it is filling it.
And at that point, Clap's going to leave the room completely and go back into the other room.
Welcome back.
I was like, yeah, you can't do much. Ulfar and Duvar are just sat in the doorway fighting a giant clockwork robot that's only got one hand that looks suspiciously like yours.
Yeah, Kasar, you would be really helpful right about now.
One hand, you say?
Yeah.
I'd be like...
The other hand looks suspiciously like the one that's now embedded in your stump.
And it has another hand of the same type.
It does.
A fully functional one.
Laura seems
Ooh.
really interested by the talk of giant robot, and will now enter the initiative.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna get it killed.
Okay. Assume that's everything you do, Cluck. That brings
Yep.
us on to Kassar.
Allura, would you like to accompany me to see this monstrosity?
She nods.
Follow me, my dear. So I can get to here
Yep.
with my movement. So I see this giant thing. Can I see it essentially attacking the other two at the moment?
Sort of attacking is probably not the right word. It and Duvar are just dodging each other.
Okay.
And I'm smashing it with a maul.
Alright, I will use Slayer's Prey on it, and I'll rather worriedly unhook my bow and take a shot at it.
Okay. I won't give you disadvantage on the attack roll, but I will have you
Right.
to roll a d100. Just because dice are fun.
So it's gonna be like a low.
63.
Yeah, that seems about fair.
Okay. Oh, I'm rolling with the -5 as well.
Okay.
For sharpshooter. For 22.
That is a hit.
That's what we want. Come on, big numbers, boy.
So that is 30 damage. So 1d8 plus 16. So 24 of that is magical. And then the other 6, 1d6 for Slayer's Prey and 1d6 for sneak attack.
Okay. What is that?
What is what, sorry?
As in,
Is it magical?
is that magical?
Oh, Slayer's Prey.
Like-
Let me see. It just says it takes an extra 1d6 damage. It doesn't
I'm
say.
going to assume it's all the same type then.
Okay, so it's all magical piercing.
Okay, it now looks damaged again.
I was gonna say, if you said it fucking healed, I was gonna lose my shit.
it seems to be evolving.
Oh yeah, I need to do one more. Sorry, forgot I had two. For 14.
That does not hit.
Okay, and that will end my turn.
Okay, Critet.
As I can't get to it, wisdom saving throw.
Sounds so defeated.
Wisdom saving throw.
A 12.
Ooh.
Yes, he finally does something.
14 necrotic.
Whoa, yeah, boy.
Okay.
Although it's a robot, how?
No, it does seem to be aging. Like the gears are rusting and stuff like that.
Cool.
Right, Allura will follow, but not quite get.
Okay.
Oof.
I'm gonna hit it with the bloody maul again.
Okay.
Okay, it says it's rolling, but I can't see any. It's just frozen. for the moment.
Nothing this side yet.
Yeah, 2 sec. Let's see. Ooh, there we go.
There we go. You do not hit.
Was not worth waiting for.
No, it really wasn't.
Anything else for you, Ulfar? Maybe a spell?
No, because that's my action. I think I've got any bonus action. Check.
Should totally use your javelin.
Yeah, because my damage didn't like totally re-energize it for so more lightning, definitely a good idea.
Who says you
No,
can't
that's-
fight fire with fire?
That's me done.
Kassar, make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. There we go. 13.
Okay. Which hand are you holding your bow in?
I would
So
say
you-
the way that I would, so right hand on the bow, left hand on the string.
Okay.
Really?
You let go of the bow, and you punch yourself.
You,
Grand.
you,
Oh,
knew, you
Should not have been
normally
an
pull
advantage,
back.
but a 22 is definitely going to be a hit.
Is he a lefty or a righty?
So it's like foreign cack-handed.
Yeah, you'd normally hold with the bow with your left hand and
then
pull
Well,
back.
draw your
He
right.
can fire his
I am-
bow however he wants, okay?
Yeah.
I am right-handed, and that's how I do it.
Okay,
Okay.
you're wrong-handed. But
Yeah,
there we
then
go.
you're doing it
Cat-handed.
left-handed.
Okay. You take 8 points of damage, and it's considered magical, so it will bypass your resistance.
It's considered magical just because I have that resistance. Isn't it?
Nope.
All right, down to 49.
So, for everybody, well, for Cattell, you can just see Kassar drop his bow and then punch himself in the face with his mechanical hand.
But I try not to laugh out like audibly.
And oh, it crits too far.
Oh god.
That's for saying I'm cack-handed, you bastard.
What crits me?
The robot.
The robot crits me. That can't be right.
Nope, it is.
Okay.
It's good. It's only 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Wow, he really
Yeah.
fudged that roll.
Okay. 11 points damage.
And just to show how I haven't been doing it for comedy effect, he has had multi-attack the entire time, but his other hand wasn't in the room.
Yeah.
Run
Oh.
away! Run away!
Oh, so he's that completely passed me by that he's controlling his hand that's in Kassar. So I missed that. Oh, so Kassar's gonna get punched once a round.
I might do something to someone else as well, potentially, but yes, it looks like I am back to punching myself in the face.
Oh yes, if you do
Not-
really bad on your wisdom throw, it only gets worse.
Oh, please,
A
punch
thir-
Elora.
a 30
Punch Elora, it'll make my day.
13 was like, a slight fail, so that's the face. If it gets lower, you might punch yourself in the dick.
Well, to be fair, after everything that's happened to my character with the acid and the fire and everything else, like, getting punched to a little bit of bludgeoning damage is a nice change.
Duvar, it is your turn.
I will attempt to hit it this time.
An attempt you shall,
Yes.
and fail you shall.
Yes.
And its reaction
It's a fail.
is a fail.
It's 15. It's a fail. We will do it again. Smack it again.
It's a dodge fest.
And that one is probably a hit. hopefully.
Yeah, it is.
That is a hit.
Yep. And see if I can find something to hit it with. That's a 6.
Okay. It is still standing.
It is still standing. I will use my bonus action to hit it again.
And hit you do.
Yeah, you do.
For an 8.
And the robot tumbles backwards. And its eyes go out.
Yeah, it does.
Rip out its eyes.
Do I regain control of my hand?
Yes, your hand seems to be no longer fighting you.
Oh, thank God.
I'm gonna pour over the robot and yeah, maybe pull off the other hand
Okay.
if it would come off easily.
So, Kratel, Kassar, Cluck.
I want to essentially, if I see Ulfar going to touch the hand, I will go over and say, just be careful. And I'm gonna look for sort of some replacements to some of the damaged parts of the hand.
Kratel.
I'm just going to look around the room because I haven't actually had a chance yet.
Cluck.
Yeah, I'm going to come back into the room now. I hear the commotion's stopped,
Oh.
barging past.
Well, you don't need to badge past Alora because
Yeah.
she will badge past everybody to get at the technology, and she will be sort of looking over it, twisting bits of it, and then drawing and writing stuff down. So she will definitely get in the way if you try and smash it, Duvar.
That's fine. Okay. I'll step past the whole thing, and I'll have a look into the room that it was in, if I can. I'll pick up my torch, by the way. On the way through,
Okay.
because I don't seem to have it at the moment.
Does the other hand come off?
It does seem attacked. And Alora will be like, I never imagined that it would look like this.
Well, in fairness, it was slightly less dented when it was walking around.
And then she will notice that the missing hand and then look at Kassar and says, I think I know where your hand came from.
Well, at least now you've got some spare parts.
I'll call back and
her eyes
say I
will
want to
light
know
up.
how it lost it.
Yeah, is it obvious how the other hand came off? Can I use looking at the other hand to work out how to take the left over?
It looks damaged.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't look like it was just like detached.
Fine, I use my maul to smash the arm so that the hand, like somewhere in the middle of the hand.
I'm gonna try to stop him before he does so.
Okay.
So I'm hitting it like above the elbow to try and take the like lower half of the
Both
arm.
of you just roll initiative as one-offs. Seems like the fairest way to resolve this. yeah, Kassar, you're able to, as he sort of hefts up his maul to hit it, you can sort of just like take it out of his hand, so he just swings with nothing.
I was like, no. Let me. This is delicate. This hand got damaged by just putting it into a wall. You don't wanna mess with the intricate
damage by
things,
incompetence
stuff.
I want a trophy.
And let me try to figure out how to repair this hand first, and then you can take whatever. You can have the head. How about that? You can have the head. You take that.
I look happy with this, and I take back my maul off you, like sling it over my back, and I go, "See, isn't this so much more fun than puzzles?"
Alora will say that this is quite the archaeological find, and that she must detail it first before any dissection happens.
As it happens, Tux is just going to trample over the robot to
I'll wave my hand and say, "Do you reckon I can take a few replacement cogs to try and fix this up a little bit?"
She will pull out a little pocket screwdriver and start working on the robot's hand, taking out gears and other delicate mechanisms with a sort of a deft of hand that you've not seen in anybody before.
I will sort of reach out my hand and just sort of splay the fingers and the palm out, so she can see the damage.
Yeah, she'll sort of like flick her eyes between the hand on the floor and your hand, and within a couple of minutes, she's like pulled out enough replacement parts to replace them on your hand and make it fully functional again.
Fantastic work, Alora. I always believed in you. Right, everything else you can have for your archaeological find. I'm happy enough to have a functional claw again.
I'll turn to Alora. I was like, "Do what you want with it, but once you're done, the head is mine."
Yeah, so she will start going over it, and with with another couple of minutes, like there's bits of it just falling out. So like she detaches the arms and the legs and opens up the torso, and she will take out a sort of a piece of inert stone. Says, "Ooh, fascinating." And she's essentially holding this construct's heart in her hand, but doesn't seem to, just doesn't seem to phase her at all. And then she'll tuck that into her pocket and says, "I am done."
Is the head now detached from the body after all of her
Yes.
mucking about? I will take it and I will tie it to my belt like a war chief.
Okay. You now
Well,
have a 25-pound head attached to your belt.
Yeah, I was gonna
Thank
say.
you.
Heavy.
Does it have a mouth by any chance?
It has like what would look like a speaker.
Okay. So it's not going to bite him in the dick if it comes back to life.
You would hope.
I'm thinking, seeing as she's just pulled its heart out, it's probably unlikely.
Hey, well, you walk round the corner and see what else comes to life.
Either way, I'm not that fussed. It's not a living creature, therefore it can't be a true trophy.
I'm still gonna.
It
grab
also doesn't
cogs.
have teeth.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's true.
I'm not going to start hanging cogs and levers from my neck. Teeth only. I'm a hunter, not an engineer.
And Laura will look at you, Kasaga. So where to next? We weren't
So
having
where
much luck
does-
back there.
Where does the tunnel lead?
Did we have a look at the door?
So, Clockers, you're now in the lead. You'll see that corridor will end in a T-junction. To the left, you will find a sort of. It's very clear it's a door, but there's no discernible way to open it from your side. And then there is a set of steps that sort of lead downwards into what is a room covered in water, sort of up to your ankles.
Okay, can I try and brute door?
Can you try and what? Sorry.
Brute force the door open, like break it open. Was there no actual?
You can. It's essentially just like beating on a wall from your side. Then.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't know. I will go to the right-hand side, and I will immediately notice the glowing crystal, which I will look at and then ignore after what happened last night.
Yeah, and you're sort of like wade into the water.
This is full of water, is it?
Yeah, so it's only ankle deep, and then there is a set of double doors at the back. Kassar Duvar, the semicircular room that you've moved in, now that the robot has moved, is empty.
Is there anything above us?
The roof
Ceiling.
is dome shaped, but it doesn't seem to open up to anything.
Okay. I'll just ask the advice. Was this where the robot guardian came from?
Yeah, it came from this direction. I'm assuming it was waiting in this room.
What an interesting race. Not made of blood. They're very unlike anything I've ever met.
I'm not sure it's a race, to be honest.
Whoever built them must be incredibly smart, and that does not make me feel good.
Yes. I'll agree with you on that one.
Alright. Where's Cluck gone?
Don't know.
Probably seen something shiny again.
Ulfar, do you want to go check on him?
Sure.
Why is he always sending you off? Oh no, sorry, Alpha.
Yeah, so
I'm just
Ulfar,
having a look
you
at
will
these
see
double doors.
sort of the stairs leading down into what is sort of ankle deep water.
Okay.
Is there anything special about these doors, David? Like any sort of key?
No,
holes
they
or...
appear to be a normal set of doors.
Okay, can I try and open them? I assume the weight of the water will stop me from doing so.
So the doors seem to open outwards from your perspective, but it feels as if there's a sort of a heavy presence behind it. It's like it feels like they're either wedged shut or held shut by something.
Okay. Do I feel like if there was more weight behind it, we could push it open?
Well, given sort of your persona clock, you think there's nothing that can't be solved by brute strength.
including moving cogs.
That was a joint effort.
Going around the corner, seeing like Cluck moving around in this like puddle room. I take a look around. Do I notice anything about the room particularly that stands out, other than the fact that it's ankle deep in water?
So there is one of those glowing crystals set on a pedestal opposite the doors that Cluck's currently playing with.
Okay. But that's it.
Mhm.
Cluck, what's going on in here? Anything interesting?
These doors seem to move, but there seems to be some sort of presence behind them.
Well, let's push them. I walk over to the door and help Cluck push.
Okay, a strength with advantage, please, Cluck.
I like the fact that the two like least intelligent members of the group have been allowed to just walk off on their own and do whatever the fuck they want.
Okay, Cluck. You force the doors open enough to let a large torrent of water flood into your room. So as you open the door, from floor to ceiling, water just pours in and over you, and the room you're in is
I see
quickly
why
filling
this-
up.
Okay.
As the door shut again.
With your roll, you're currently holding it open.
Yeah.
Okay,
Continues to push.
I'm going to shut the door.
Okay. The water in this room's now up to your knees.
And I'm going to go back up to the stairs and say, we might have to find a way to drain this room first. Or turn off the water.
Once I think that the room is safe and with the water's not coming through anymore, I'll take a look at this crystal closer and see if I can notice anything about it, because I didn't even look at the other ones in the other.
Mhm.
Do you want a perception check or something?
Yeah.
So 17.
Okay. You don't see anything unusual. Is not the right word, but you don't see anything obviously noticeable that you haven't seen before. It seems to be some sort of artificial light source.
Okay. So I just presume it's a light, and I'll walk back to the others. Oh no, I don't. I on my way back, I look at the left turn, as it were, and have a look at what goes that way.
Yeah. So it seems to end in what is very clearly a door, but with no sign of how to open it.
Okay.
There's no
I
handle
push
or
on the
anything.
door. Yeah, I
it
push
does-
on the door. Does it make any difference?
It does not move.
Okay. Yeah, I'll come back and I'll just say to everyone, seems like it's a dead end down this way.
And I'll say to the guys, when I pushed, there's a set of double doors in another room, that when I pushed, a whole load of water came in.
Yeah, Cluck
So
is
maybe
like
we have
dripping wet because it did like cascade over him.
So maybe we have to try and use that control panel to turn the water off, maybe, in some way.
Or something to do with the torches. We haven't explored that properly.
Either way, we have to turn the water off.
Puzzles.
My brain hurts. Alright, I will
Alora will look at you, Critel, and says, "You seem to sort the other one. Maybe you can sort this one."
I'll take a look.
I'm going to take a longer look at this control panel here. And just sort of. So there's buttons and dials on it, isn't there?
Yeah.
Mhm.
What was it? There's 9. There was 9 crystals, wasn't there? So it's in a 3x3.
No, there's no gears with a crystal on them in a 3x3 thing on the wall here.
9 gears.
Yeah.
Valves.
Well, they're like valves. Yeah, like
So
you
lights. So
like you can open pipes and stuff with them.
Are they valves as in turny, or are they valves as in the old-fashioned valves as in lights?
None of them move. I have tried them.
Valves is in what you'd see on the water pipe.
So they're the water pipey valves. Okay.
Mm. Can
And
I?
what's on
Sorry.
the box?
What's on the box?
Yeah.
Levers, knobs, buttons.
And no power.
It appears to be inert.
Can I very do I see sort of like a receptacle or anything that might hold something rather than a lever or a button? Is there anything that might hold something on the machine?
There is not.
Anything that anything that we could put a power crystal in or anything like that?
Same question asked differently. No, there is not.
Okay, just checking.
We have to after we. Can we move the axe? No. Can I pull the axe out? Yes. Got to make sure on these things.
Yeah.
No. You assumed you couldn't move the axe again. When you checked it,
Does-
you couldn't move it. So that's clear.
Does- Part of the box go into the water.
Yes. As in, there's pipes that,
Can I-
that lead down into the water.
Can I methodically start pressing all the buttons and pulling all the levers?
You can, and none of them seem to have an effect.
This thing doesn't work.
It's not powered at the moment.
Is the water moving in there?
The water is flowing from west to east as you look at it. So from underneath where the lights are into presumably the next room.
Okay.
There is
If I
grates on either side of the water channel.
Okay, I was gonna say if I duck my head in under the water, do I see that there's like grates on either side? But that makes a lot more sense. The door to the south of me, then.
Mhm.
You said there's a door here, right?
Yep.
Is that locked? If I try to budge it.
It appears to open.
Okay, I'll open the door.
It leads to a rubble-strewn corridor.
Ooh. I may have found something. Allura, would you like to take a look?
Would you like to go first, Laura?
She will look at the thing and go, after you.
I'll step in.
Yeah, I'll walk in.
Oh no.
As you get halfway along the corridor, Critel, Kisan, Duvar, part of the ceiling starts to give away, and I would like you to make a dex saving throw.
A dex saving throw.
22, I'm safe!
Again.
I hope.
I'm squished.
Oh no.
Yep. So Critel, you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as part of the ceiling comes down on you, but you're otherwise unharmed. Duvar and Kassar, just by the sort of being in the positions you've been in, it doesn't seem like all the ceilings seem to fall on Critel.
That's unlucky, man.
Yes, bad luck.
Bloody magnet.
So Allura will follow Cluck very safely through.
This looks complicated.
Fascinating.
Well, I've seen 12 of these weird cyan things now, although there's only 11 left.
I always thought they were just lights.
Okay, so in this, you see a square room with 4 columns surrounding a much larger, more intricate machine than the one discovered earlier.
Alright. What are the 4 columns just smooth columns, or are they specifically things?
They seem to be holding up the ceiling.
So they're just columns. They're not
So
statues or engraved or anything else.
Alpha Cartel hits them with a hammer.
It's not me. I don't have a hammer.
It's Ulfar you got to worry about, and
Yeah,
Cluck actually.
yeah, sorry, Alpha Gluck. Yeah.
Hey! I only hit things with a hammer when I'm asked to.
Unless it's a robot on the floor.
Yeah. Well,
He attacked first.
So with the crystals around outside the room, are they like on poles then?
Yes,
Right. Okay.
they're like tiki torches, only they've got glowing crystals on top of them.
Okay, and what does the control mechanism look like?
A giant sarcophagus made out of brass, full of
Okay.
dials and levers.
Open
That
it.
sounds.
It's not
The
an
word
open. It's not.
sarcophagus.
It's like I'm trying to think. Did any of you ever watch Stargate SG-1?
Yes.
Jesus,
Yep.
of course.
It's
What are you talking?
so like think the one where they're stuck in a time loop and you've got that machine where you got to move all the thingies up and down. It's like that, only it's made out of brass.
Oh, okay, I get you.
So incomprehensible machine.
Yeah.
I prefer the one when they get stuck in the time loop and they play golf through the.
That is the same episode.
Yeah. In the middle of my backswing. David, how big is this room? Like in measurement?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
I can't check because Roll20 is barely functioning for me. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So
It's about
25
50.
by 30.
5. Yeah.
Okay, so not big enough for my plan. No worries.
So no plans. No plans.
No thunder.
Hey, it was gonna be lightning this time.
That might be an idea. You might want to see if you can start up that machine with some lightning.
Yeah, no, that was my plan. But the only lightning thing I've got, I need a 60-foot square open space to
right.
bring a storm into existence.
I'm gonna check just sort of up this corridor here.
Okay. There is a door there. It seems to be stuck.
Right.
There's another door to the south by the looks of it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna push it based on prior attempts.
Yeah. So there's a door to the north that seems to be stuck. A door to the south, and a collapsed passageway to the east.
Well, this is a different door though, isn't it? And the other one, you opened it. We don't know if this one's stuck yet, do we?
Who are you asking that, Duvad? Are you asking that to
Yeah.
Kazar?
Well, I'm asking it to Gazar because we were talking, so I'm assuming that we're having a conversation, or maybe he wasn't just was just saying it and ignoring me.
That would be his MO for dealing
His
with Duvad.
MO, yeah.
David, do I believe from where we are that the northern passageway would be heading back towards that room me and Cluck were in with the water in?
Make a what we're gonna call it.
I'm gonna be bad at whatever it is.
Yeah, I
Directions
know.
or whatever it is, isn't it?
It's like spatial awareness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gonna say
Let's-
investigation,
Okay, investigation.
which yes, you are terrible at.
Yeah. What? Yeah, this is literally if I can fathom in my head where the space. Right. There we go.
Perception, wouldn't it?
So 11.
Yeah, you reckon you're probably south of where you were before.
Yeah. So okay. And there was a door, like from my, I'm not misremembering it. In that room that me and Cluck were in, there was a southward facing door, wasn't there?
Eastward facing door.
East.
Oh, there wasn't a southward facing door as well.
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, so this If I think it's anything, it would be going into the water room as a guess.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Why don't you open it and find out?
No, it's okay. Like, if Ulfar has got enough comprehension to think that's probably that, he probably won't push it any further.
Well, no one's told Duvo yet.
Oh no! Ulfar hasn't even. Ulfar's just considered it a dead end, and there's no possible way that anyone could get through that in any sense of the word. So he's not even bothering to tell anybody. And if I give a push on this south door, does it do anything?
Yes, it seems like it will open.
It feels like it will open.
Mhm.
I open it.
Okay. The door swings open. At the end of what appears to be a small room, you see 2 glowing crystals and a clockwork statue.
I shut the door.
Is it a clockwork statue like the one that you saw? We saw.
Yes, it
Robin?
very much is. I then walk casually over into the middle of the room, and I'll say, "There's another statue in that room over there."
Was it alive?
I close
I'm
the
gonna
door.
Use
As-
air quotes.
As he says the word alive, the door shatters open.
There you go, Clark. We're out of the way. Your turn.
And that will be initiative.
Good
Ulfar didn't
lord,
want-
indeed.
He didn't want puzzles.
No, I don't want puzzles. I hate puzzles.
Oh, thank Jesus, I got initiative priority on that.
Who else are we waiting for? Cluck, Cattell, Ulfar.
Ulfar. Ulfar and Cluck and Cattell.
Paladin is slow.
Okay, Kasai, you are the first to react to
Yeah,
a
you're gonna have to add
robot
me in.
smashing its way through the door.
Quick, Cluck, get it. I'll protect you.
So you
Oh.
retreat behind Alora.
Oh no, beside Alora,
Okay, beside Alora.
not behind. I'll retreat beside. Whoa. And I'll cast Slayer's Prey on the clockwork golem thing. And I'll pull out my bow and shoot it twice.
Okay.
Does it look the same actually as the one we fought before? From my memory.
Appears identical. Although this one has 2 hands.
Okay, first shot's a 16.
Is a hit.
For 23 points of damage. And the other one is a crit.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, boy.
So it will be 1d8 plus 24.
Mm.
For 32 points of damage.
Okay.
Max damage.
It looks damaged.
Yeah. Slammed it. 55 points of damage, boys. And with that, I will quite happily just bow out of this entire fight from now. It's all yours.
Okay. Cluck.
I'll go run up to it and start cleaving it.
Okay.
Cluck smash.
Yeah.
Cluck mad. Cluck no like puzzle. Cluck brain hurt. His brain really hurts.
Okay. Cluck
Like
8 will
it's,
attack you in return.
Oh, I'll say I'm going to use have myself fine spirit.
So let's see. Yeah, that's gonna miss.
13.
Yeah, you can't use fighting spirit after the event, so it wouldn't apply to this roll that's just missed, for example.
Right. Okay.
It gives yourself
would be
advantage
for-
on a roll. It won't give you advantage after you've rolled.
But for the next one, it will work. It'll
It
be
will
fine.
work. Yeah, but
Fine.
you'd only
Yeah.
get it for half a turn then.
Yep. Okay. I will attack it again.
Oof.
Okay,
So the
you
second
hit.
one also hit. For 10.
Okay. Your strike has less effect than you think it should. So, like as you hit it, your sword is almost deflected away from it by its very construction.
Need a bludgeoning weapon.
Didn't make a difference. My maul had the same effect.
Oh.
Yeah, it's magical, isn't it? Something to do with
Yeah.
magical.
I think it's got some sort of like almost like electronic field that fucks with shit.
And that will be it. That'd be it.
It ignores you, Cluck, and walks past.
Oh, good.
Clark must get an attack of opportunity, surely.
He will do.
I will. Attack. Do I just roll normally, I assume?
Yeah, I think Fighting Spirit only lasts until the end of your current turn. Yes, it does.
Okay. 15.
Is a hit.
And I will re-roll it just a bit. I'll take the first one for 9.
Okay, again, seems to have less effect than you desired.
Do I get the opposite side of the scimitar?
You don't. It's a
No.
reaction attack, so you don't get a bonus on it.
Okay.
Okay. Ulfar, it appears as if it's striking you, but as it brings its fist down, it seems to smash the crystal instead.
Oh, the crystal right in front of me.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Didn't take 10 points of lightning damage.
it wasn't 10 points, was it?
Yeah?
No, no.
No, you took 10 points, but that
Oh,
wasn't.
yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it was 2d8. I will just double check. It's been lots of rolling. Yes, it was 2d8. Okay. So you'll be glad to know, Ulfar, that the electricity all seems to dissipate into the machine.
Okay,
Oh,
like
no.
he's absorbed it.
He's recharging.
Okay.
And with his second attack, he will hit the other crystal.
Okay.
And on that, he no longer looks damaged.
Motherfucker.
Throw some water on him. Anyone got any corrosive substance?
That will just make him more like conductive.
Alora will look up and go. Her eyes like get really wide and fascinating.
Why have my guy just jumped backwards for no reason?
Oh my!
I was deleting the crystal underneath you and I didn't want to delete
Oh,
you.
okay, no worries. That's okay. I was just sort of like, God, how much is going?
Alora will, having seen the two other crystals explode, she will take a step back.
Do the crystals come off the wall?
And that will be her turn. Ulfar.
I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt on this motherfucker.
Okay.
Well, after what happened last time, yeah.
It's different. This is
Perfect roll.
Oh
Fuck.
god. So many 20s and 1s.
Oh dear. So it does fuck all.
Is that the technical term?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he shoots off a bolt of holy energy that strikes the pillar next to the construct.
Yeah. Is there anything at all I can do? No, that is probably my turn.
In fact, I'm going to say that you missed him, so he's going to take a reaction against you.
Okay.
Rolling a 15.
Doesn't hit. I should still have my 18 AC at the minute from casting the shield on myself.
Yeah, okay. How long's that?
It's an hour.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
Yeah, should be for a while.
You still around?
Yeah, we're still going. 10 minutes. Ulfar.
Yeah.
Duvar.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Okay. I'll edit with stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And
Miss.
okay, does it?
Lots
I'll
of
edit.
ones. Lots
Yeah,
and
no.
lots of ones.
I'll hit it again.
Little ones. Telling you, it's a thing.
That is a hit.
Yay. For 5 points of damage.
Oh, it
And,
looks damaged again.
And as a reaction, I'll hit it again.
And you miss.
Mm-hmm. And that's it. Well, then my turn.
Quittel.
Okay, well, I will move round and go to the other side of.
Okay.
Bully circle.
And I will try and hit it.
Okay. What are you using?
It's
I
lightning
am
rod.
No, I'm just using the stabby thing made from the queen.
Okay.
And I missed.
That is not a hit.
Second attack.
You're rolling very poorly.
Yeah.
And that is a hit.
And on that note, I will pop a second level spell slot.
Okay.
This is going to be interesting to try and figure out the numbers on this.
Mm-hmm.
So, hang on.
So you get to add anything that you would roll to the die, to the attack.
Yeah,
as flat damage.
I do need to know one thing on this roll, though, to get the numbers right. What's poison going to do to this?
It is immune to poison, so
Okay,
don't
so
worry
I'll
about
keep
that.
those out. Because otherwise that would have added to the total.
Mm-hmm.
So, hang on.
You can't poison metal.
You can with necrotic, apparently.
That's different.
It's still the poison. It's still the poison for metal.
It's not so much a poison as a force of unlife, like non-existent.
Well. Would you, if you used it on cheese, do you think it would just make the cheese better?
Make it moldier till it became dust.
Well, it might get minutes better.
Okay, so that second half of that's all radiant, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. The construct explodes in a shower of gears and cogs and springs and bits of metal.
Yeah, woo!
I might have hit it a bit hard.
I think that was perfect.
To be fair, you had just watched it like get
Smashed
smashed
it.
up by like 4 people and then like recover though it was nothing. Like I think you did the right thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, so as the dust settles, Laura will sort of like move around the room, picking up a few choice pieces.
If I can see the heart thing that she pulled out of the last one in the chest of this one, I'm gonna pocket it.
It no longer exists.
Okay, I figured as much. What about its like glowy eyes? Does its glowy eyes look like in like crystals or anything of interest?
Yeah, like inert sort of grey sort of crystal.
Bits of glass.
Yeah, bits of glass.
Uh,
Pretty much like the sort of stuff you saw on the control panels and the valves.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna take a look at this for the first time. Take a look at this panel and speak to me in any way.
The panel in front of you.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
This weird.
The panel seems to be like inert.
Okay.
I'm gonna head down to where it came from.
Yeah, I'm gonna say bored
Yep,
of that.
as
That's
well.
where I'll go next.
It seems to be a small room with 2 glowing crystals and say a statue which moves. Laura, seeing you all sort of crowd there, will follow.
Is there anything else in the room at all?
Just the alcove it came out of.
Alright. Well, we're not having much luck finding an on switch, are we?
What's an on switch?
That's a very good point.
It's awfully quiet.
Yeah.
Laura
Yeah,
will
this
wander
is-
back out the room.
This is us attempting to think.
As will I.
I'm gonna take a look at the like panel and see if there's like any slots for putting anything in or anything like that, or if I notice anything slightly more strange about it than I normally.
Okay, so the only unusual thing, and unusual, this whole thing is unusual. This whole place is unusual. But the thing that sets this machine apart from the other one, apart from the size, is there seems to be a part of it that seems to be like a sort of a large slate made out of crystal.
Is there anything written on it?
No.
Are you saying it's a mouse pad?
I'm not saying anything other than it's a large slate made out of crystal.
I poke it.
It feels cold to the touch.
I'm just gonna have the look through the rubble where I am.
Okay, for
See if
anything in
there's anything
particular.
interesting underneath. Just see if I find anything other than rubble underneath.
Make a perception check. Only rubble.
Okay.
The crystals in the wall to the north. Do they move at all?
They do not.
Okay. Do they rotate at all?
They do not. I told you they'd be going around rotating everything in here now.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a door I am, David?
It is.
Is it wood, stone?
Stone.
Okay. Not movable, I take it if I try and...
Appears stuck.
Okay.
Would you like to try it harder?
Yes.
Make a strength check.
Is he gonna get wet again?
Don't give away the surprise.
Yeah.
The door does not budge.
Oh, good. Nobody drowns today.
I think we need to go back out to the lights. Maybe the lights of the sconces, they maybe turn power on or something like that.
If we can get them the right order. I've been trying to think of anything in here that's given any clues to that.
No, there isn't anything that I can think of.
Seeing that the robots like the crystals, can we just like... Can we get Ulfar to smash all the crystals?
Until we know what they are, I wouldn't advise it.
Well, they seem to be
We
powerful.
might need them.
It seems to be powerful. The creatures is what they seem to be at the moment. I don't know. They seem to be just hanging around to light the room and also provide power for the creatures.
But they are power.
They are power, yes.
That's a
But we can't move them.
In fairness, it wouldn't be bad if we could prize them free.
yeah. If we could use them to
The one that Cluck hit detonated in his face. We could use that kind of
Well, if you
energy.
put it, maybe you could put it on that slate. Maybe put it on that slate if you could prize it free.
Can I
maybe
try to
that'll
prize this one free?
Sure. Make a sleight of hand check.
What hand are you using?
17.
Okay. The crystal appears fixed in place.
I don't
Okay.
like the word appears. Is it fixed in place? Or...
I turn the crystal.
Based on a 17, yes, it is. It could have not appeared fixed in place and could have exploded. Things appearing one thing and then not doing anything is a good thing for you.
Yeah, I didn't take that as a bad result. In fairness, it being nothing rather than nothing harmful is still good for me. We are missing something.
Yeah. Will fire help? Because fire fixes everything, apparently.
No, there's not a lot to burn down here anyway.
I'm just thinking of energy.
The only other thing I've got in terms of my arsenal is I could hit a panel with a lightning bolt. That is, but yeah, that could go very wrong.
Well, let's not try it with this big expensive piece of kit. Let's try it with the little bit of kit we found
I
before.
don't think you should be trying it at all.
I think that is a good idea.
I think that's a bad idea.
Hit it with a lightning bolt, give it a jolt. These things obviously work off of lightning of some sort. So surely we're just giving it a power boost.
Maybe if we run a cable, is there anything that we can run as a cable to the panel? I don't know. I'm guessing.
Wet bit of string? I don't know.
I think it would be unfair that any of our characters would be able to understand that that's how. Like, we understand that like the electricity like made the robots work. Like to understand like wiring or something is probably a bit beyond us.
Alora wanders off as this conversation continues.
Yeah, well, I don't blame her. I'm thinking I'm doing her.
I will ask Allura if she's got any ideas, as she used to be an adventurer and she knows more about this stuff than we do.
That's also a good idea.
And I will say to Ulfar, what happened to your accent?
I tell you what happened to it is I can't be asked to do it this week. I thought about out on the outset saying I'm not going to do it this week, but I was so much faffing around with like Roll20 and stuff to get it to work. I was like, I don't have the energy. It'll be back next week if people like it, if people want it, if there's an outcry for the accent, it'll come back.
If Ulfar survives, we still have no. In fact, we've just passed our time.
Yeah. To be fair, if Ulfar dies, the next character's having a much more. So I've already decided.
It's going to be a French no.
I would just like somebody's character to have intelligence. That's the one thing I really desire in this party, so I can stop giving you intelligent NPCs to lead you by the nose to the clues.
I promise, should Ulfar die, my next character will be intelligence of the highest stat, and they will talk like this all the time. This is how they're gonna talk.
Oh, you're not going to get bored of that quick.
No.
I think I might kill him.
So,
It's alright, you won't be on your own.
in an answer to you, Kratel, Allura will say that she's never been in a place quite like this, but that there must be something to do with the torches, and she'll point to them, as everything else here seems to be broken. She will say it's possible that it's just broken and we can't. This is as far as we get.
Okay.
We haven't seen any colour since we came in any of the rooms that we've been in.
No, this is the only puzzle that we haven't really looked at properly.
Yeah, no, but there's been
No, but what I
dates
mean
or
is
anything.
there's not been really any clue. Like the first clue we had was crystals giving off like a cyan light, and we tried to go with that sort of colour. But we don't really know what we're doing.
No.
No.
And on that bombshell, we are going to end there, so you can worry about it until the next session.
We're going to think about it until next session and still come up with absolutely nothing.
That's it.
So, first of all, obviously unprecedented times. I am happy to do a session perhaps this weekend. I know, Pete, you said Friday was bad for you. But I could do Saturday or Sunday, or we could just wait out until Monday.
Unfortunately, I have to see how it goes. Unfortunately, because I've got to move a house.
Okay, so we're going to say that we will be back at least Monday, perhaps earlier. We have a bunch of stuff which I'm going to let Pete go into because he spent his time setting it up, which is like ways you can find out about when we'll be playing. But that's it from me.
Yeah, it's just you can find out on Twitter. We're the Pi Friends on Twitter. That's at the Pi Friends. We're also on YouTube as well. I've been uploading the last few episodes to YouTube, so you can watch it there if you want to catch up. Unfortunately, it's not from the beginning, but we'll upload them there from now on.
Okay, thanks for sharing.
And thanks for your tireless work.
Yes.
So I've been hitting up the Twitter.
I saw it. It was good.
Yeah, it was very good.
Perfect. So we'll end it there. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Ta-ra.